It hurts sometimes, man.
And
Oh yeah.
we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast, episode number 43. And it's another glorious Sunday, and we are back at the round table on the Lord's Day. We've got a very special guest, PSX impressions, Game Awards impressions, and the release of the Curse of Osiris DLC to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord whose energy and passion I respect out here in these gaming streets. Although this Lord's content is predominantly PlayStation centric, he is never afraid to keep it real with the Sony base, as well as engage in healthy debate with those who respect gaming. Introducing the host of the Gamers Who Play Games podcast and the Online Arcade, the Lord responsible for keeping the fighting game genre alive, and a proud member of the What's Up PlayStation.com nation. Welcoming back into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord J. Bari. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, yo, man, that intro right there, I almost shut it down, man.
Let's go.
He's like, I do all that stuff.
Yo, that's the intro right there. You know what I mean?
You came on before the intros, didn't you?
Yeah, it feels good to be on the podcast. You know, after that kind of intro right there. You know what I mean? The respect gaming, respect. But yo, what is good, everybody, man? It's your boy Jay Bari.
Yes, sir.
Back on the Iron Lords podcast, man. We're gonna be talking about it, man. It's definitely gonna be a movie this episode because PlayStation Experience is going on. A lot of stuff for Game Awards, and yeah, man. Just overall, it's just good to be a PlayStation gamer. You know what I mean?
It might be a boring movie, but it'll be a movie.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
We gonna talk about it.
We gonna really talk about it.
And of course, we have the usual suspects at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, and the howl of the young wolf starting that new job this week. My man, Lord Attic, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Just chilling. About to talk about this empty PlayStation experience.
Oh,
This game.
You know
the funny thing? Promoting Game Awards, McDonald's eBay thing every 5 minutes. This trash festival.
Oh my God! They got their guns out early.
Go.
Morning.
Today might not be the way you thought it was.
Oh my God! And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single-player selfish experience. Probably been more online profiled incognito this week because I've been offline.
Yeah.
My man, Lord Sovereign, how we doing, sir?
Chilling, man. Doing good, man. A little disgusted at boxing last night, but I'll let King get into that and I'll just jump in. But the funny thing is these guys got the PlayStation guns out. And the funny thing is, if you think about it, like Jay Barry's coming up
Xbox.
No, not at all. He's coming into a more, I would say, like all the Lords have PlayStations now. Not like last time he was on. Last time it was just
we grew.
Everybody owns a PlayStation now, so you should be in a warmer, more comforting environment. But I don't know that that's going to happen.
No doubt.
Now, Jabari plays more Xbox than probably most of us.
Play games.
People were posting those emails that Microsoft sends out to tell you how much you played Xbox this year. You had more Xbox time than most Xbox hardcore players I know. Now stop with that nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, when I had an Xbox, I was on Titanfall a lot. Like that was my game. You know what I mean? That's why if you guys are in Zaire group Bang Bang, I was like, yo, let's set up a lobby. A lot of people's running though.
They would catch that fade. They would catch.
Well, that is the only way to play Titanfall is on live. But anyway,
here we go. And of course,
the particular game he's talking about, that was the only way to play Titanfall on console.
And of course, the excess gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, who is a man of his convictions and demands nothing less than that premium experience.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how are we doing, sir?
We are doing very disgusted Very disgusted. My stomach. You know, you have this pit in your stomach. It's like a oh no. It's like, yo, you ever got into a car accident? You was like, I don't even want to go outside, look at my car, but you go outside and it was worse than you thought. You was like, oh God, like you just that automatically your legs start hurting because you got to go to the ambulance. You got to get out of here. You don't even want to be next to your car right now because the other car look all fine and your car's all mangled. Yeah. All right. Well, my car got mangled last night. I'm gonna keep this 100. I'm gonna keep it a million. This is a million. Last week was great fights. You had Bellator fighters, you had UFC fighters, and you had boxing matches. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into one boxing match very specifically.
What happened?
Because this was the boxing match that was. This is like Haley's Comet. You understand? You had two gold medalists that had 2 gold medals apiece that was representing, I don't care how they got here, representing their countries in our country. Now, you had one that was looked at as the golden child that had all the advantages, and you had the black sheep of the family that everybody wanted out, that always had it hard no matter what, that always had to persevere, that always had to push forward. And this was his fight. He chased this guy. You had Rigondeaux versus
what's the black sheep dude name?
Guillermo Rigondeaux, my Cubano brother.
Shout out to Cuba.
He was the pinnacle of Cuban boxing. He represented Cuban boxing. Even though Fidel Castro turned his back upon his brother, this brother here, I have to tell you that this man, he swam through shark-infested waters not once but twice, people. Not to get out, to defect, to get out. He got caught the first time, and he had to go back. You ever thought you was gonna leave your mom's house? You said some real foul stuff, and you was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? But the place where you was gonna go wasn't ready for you, so you had to go back. That's exactly how he felt when he went back to Fidel. You understand what I'm saying? Couldn't look around, you know. He felt bad. Now I know I'm going on a little bit because let me tell you guys, I can't understate this too much. This was what Floyd versus Pacquiao was supposed to be.
Oh, the actual jump off.
This, you know, when you had a master boxer versus a master defensive boxer, you thought that you was going to get that show. Now I don't care. I don't care when you strap up, when you put your gloves on, and you walk in that ring. I don't want to care about how much money you made. I don't care about how much that guy weighs. I don't care about if he's the A side and you the B side. I don't care how bad you feel about one thing. When you put your name on the dotted line, it's death before dishonor.
Facts.
I don't care what's happening. You die there in that ring if you gotta. And I'm not saying
you
this.
You sound upset about something like something didn't follow that guideline. What happened?
I'm disgusted because I used to lace up them gloves. When I put that mouthpiece in, I'm going into a high-speed car crash. And I'm going in with both eyes open and knowing that this one punch might be the punch that paralyzes me. Or I might, punch me in the head I don't see anymore. And that happened to a lot of fighters. But this fighter in particular had a cult following. He had an O in his name. And he went in there, he talked trash for Lomachenko for a whole year. Got into the fight. The first round, Rigondeaux won. After that, Lomachenko proceeded to box the brakes off this dude. I am talking about, and it wasn't no disrespectful boxing of the brakes. It was just moving his feet, throwing his hands. He couldn't adjust.
He couldn't adjust. He got, so basically, dude got mauled? Like, what happened? He just got...
He got frustrated. He knew that he got hit with one shot, and he knew that this might be the night that I'm going to go to sleep. And this old might go. And instead of, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, your boy folded up like a lawn chair. My God, to my horror.
So wait, your man's quit? Like what?
He quit. He
quit. He threw the towel in?
He quit Cognito. He quit. It wasn't no Roberto Duran quit. It wasn't no Roberto Duran. Please don't say that. Please nobody say that, because Roberto Duran went out there and beat Sugar Ray first, before he came with the no my swollen belly excuse. All right, so don't this brother quit. This is unprecedented to have a fight of this stature sit on his stool and come up with my hand hurt, brother. Chop your hand off and fight him with the nub. I don't care.
That's not a good look. What's his name so I don't have to watch him?
Guillermo Rigal. You can unfollow him on Twitter.
Rigal, yes. You're not welcome to the round table. You're not welcome.
I've never lost so much respect for a fighter so fast. I've never. Nah, man. Listen, you get into that square circle. It's the ref's job to stop the fight. You go out on your shield. You give everything you have.
To the ref with the express memo.
He went. My hand hurts. My hand hurts. My hand hurts.
Do that.
You crazy? You take your ass whipping like a man.
Yeah.
Nobody want to get no time off.
No, you know Jay Bari. See, Lord Sovereign understands. And listen, if we were sitting in the same room, he probably shed the same tear at the same time. We thought that this man was going to give a better account of himself, because if he had to go, I don't care if you bite him. Mike Tyson bit a man. I ain't got no problem with that. You get your butt with you bite him. You get them.
Stay in there. Stay in there.
I can honestly say I would lose more respect for someone for biting someone than quitting.
Yeah, quitting is like,
no. You bite that man. That man start headbutting you. He start doing things that you can't take. You can rationalize that. You can't rationalize a no. I don't want to go out there and face it.
He said Lomachenko's a machine. I gotta watch this now. Now y'all
he's a machine.
At the end of the day, if he didn't think he was able to go on, I mean, the dude could have had a concussion.
Yeah, okay.
You know something?
He got
it is that mentality, that crap right there, that I'm glad that you're not raising children yet. Because if my child does not go out there and fight it his little heart out, listen, you go out there, you don't come back until either you drag yourself back in here. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It 4 rounds and the dude has a concussion, can barely see. You want to go out there?
You know what? Lord Addict. If both his eyes was closed and he took enough shots that he was beat up, he didn't get there. He knew the butt whipping was coming. That's the problem.
Here's the thing, like I understand where you're coming from. Forrest Griffin back in the day fought someone with 2 broken arms and still won. But at the end of the day, if the dude felt like he couldn't go on, I mean, he could have had a severe concussion.
It was his hand. He did not whooping.
It was fear the ass whooping. That's all it was. And it's like you come off looking worse. Get your ass. Listen, Lomachenko was like 7 years his junior or something like that. Like. Not everybody's Floyd. Like, you know what? Take the L like a man.
And
you know what it is too? You know what it is too? Not to go too long on the subject, but you know what it is too? A lot of times when an undefeated dude knows it's about to happen, he's never faced that. Sometimes they panic. He could have panicked. So it sounded like what you're saying. Like he knew it was on. He was getting.
Lord Cognito.
I got to see this fight.
We saw Roy Jones get stretched.
True that. Shout out to Roy with the feet crossed under the rope.
Many a time.
Listen, and let me tell you something. I would take my man getting stretched.
Vitor literally broke his arm.
Yeah. Then what you saw last night.
That's not acceptable.
Jones still won.
Yep.
Well, anyway, shout out to the dude that broke the other man's heart.
Shout out to Lomachenko. Fighting like a real warrior.
When it comes down to it, he just might not have the mentality for that. He might need to choose a different place.
Oh well.
He fought 400 times and lost twice.
Oh well. And of course,
it's got 2017 out, man.
We spreading the game in realness over here. We ain't quitting over here on the ILP.
No, we will not do that. Exactly. And if you think that we're about that life, you're sadly mistaken.
Exactly. So we're not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So before we get into what the Lords are playing, you know, even though Lord Bari, he's been on the show before, we haven't done it with the right format. So I want to start off with Lord Bari's video game system history. And of course, what led him to the creation of the online arcade and that amazing Jay Bari YouTube channel. So Lord Bari, what was your first systems? Was it always PlayStation Nation from day one out the womb? What was it?
Oh nah, my first like home console was the NES, man. Yeah, you know, because I was born in Jamaica, so when we came up here, the first gaming thing I got was a Tiger handheld.
Shout out to the little Tiger handhelds that helped us out.
We love that.
Yeah, full of nothing.
Them batteries go out, we put them in quick.
Nice.
We we got Nintendo. I pretty much had. I was like a Nintendo Sega dude before PlayStation. I was a huge Sega fan, like Sega fanboy. I was in them lunchrooms arguing.
Wait, back it up, because we some Sega heads, kid. So what was the Sega joint you had? Like, if you like your first one, if you can remember.
It was the Genesis, the original Genesis. When yeah. And the first game, it was Sonic that we had. It was the Tasmanian Devil game, and I used to love that shit.
That was a good game.
Yeah, yo, the animations that I was like, yeah. I was addicted. Man. I was addicted.
I love it.
Then when we moved up to the Sonics and all that, it was like, all right. Now I respect it.
No doubt.
But yeah, man, I was a huge Sega fan, man, and that Sega's got me really into RPGs. Cause I played Ys. I think it was like Ys.
Oh, remember Ys? Yeah, Ys.
That was like my first ever RPG.
That was a great game. Lord King, didn't you had it? Wasn't that the one that had wasn't it on TurboGrafx 16 or something too?
Sega CD. It was on Sega CD and it was on Turbo CD. Express.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember it being like a heavy disc game or something. Or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Lord King.
It was one of the first ones with an orchestrated soundtrack or something like that. I remember the music being crazy.
True JRPG. Ys. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you saw Ys first when it came out on TurboGrafx CD. It was on Turbo Duo CD first, and then they brought it over here. I played it in complete Japanese and got to the end. I ended it actually.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful game to have. I still got my TurboGrafx.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong too, look, I remember being in your crib, and I think that was kind of like one of the early games, like JRPGs, with like voice acting, right?
It was. That was the big thing about it. It made us feel like we was watching Saturday morning cartoons. In Japan.
Absolutely. Continue, Jay Bari, on that journey. So from Genesis.
Yeah, man. Genesis, Super Nintendo. Then my eyes really opened up.
Okay.
When the Lord blessed me with a PlayStation. PlayStation, that's where it was at, man. That's when I really, really got into like fighting games, and that was like one of my best RPG games, run, because there's amazing RPG games on there. But yeah, my favorite fighting game of all time is on that console, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Heroes.
Okay.
And I used to play that game so much. You remember the new PlayStation that came out, the little mini one, and it had like the little LCD TV that you can attach to it. I used to walk around with that with Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Heroes. Like, yo, man,
would work? You was
man.
He was going around attacking people.
I worked at a day camp on 227th Street.
Oh no! Shout out to the #1 train.
That's right. Shout out right over there.
Yeah, man. And I used to hit these kids up there. You gonna play this right here?
He was a PlayStation terrorist.
That's where the fighting game. That's where the competitive aspect from Lord Bari started. I see. Okay.
That and Ultimate Battle 22 with Dragon Ball Z game. And my Asian dude, he used to hook me up with all the little imports like Legends, those games. So. Yeah, man. That's where
we all had an Asian guy.
Exactly. Shout out to Lord Bari, because we all New York. Let me ask you, Lord Bari, did you know about the connects downtown for the early games back in the day, or were you had your man? You had your man that was
Elizabeth and Canal.
I didn't even have to go that far. You know what I mean? We go like on Fordham.
Oh, he's Mr. Lee.
Well, you and Mr. Lee for them Game World.
There was like a little mom and pop shop right in there in the corner.
We probably
crossed paths in the past. I'm certain we've crossed paths. We probably just didn't know each other, but those were our spots, man.
Yeah, man, get them joints early, bro.
I was the loudmouth black dude that used to be behind the counter.
So nothing's changed.
No, nothing at all, sir. That's right. Official tissue, baby. Official tissue.
That's what's up. So then you graduated, and then you probably stayed PlayStation since. Now, during that period, did Xbox even attempt to sneak in, or we stayed away from that? Like, where was Xbox?
Like when it came to Xbox, like the original Xbox, I never had an original Xbox, but I had a lot of friends that had it. So even at the time when I was in college around that time, that's when I used to get into the Halo and all that stuff when people just play like split screen and all that stuff there.
Dope.
Never really like I never really got an Xbox until 360, early 360 college.
Nice.
But you know, things happen where red rings and
you get a shot at him. You get a shot early.
I'm just saying, that's the only reason why I got off of Xbox. I had mad issues, and in college, like you wasn't really getting that much money like that. So
facts.
I had an Xbox before I had a PS3 because it was.
Oh, damn!
Sorry. And it hustled me too because I didn't know the difference between like the core bundle and like the premium. So I was just happy that I got me a console. Got this core trash that you had to buy all these add-ons just to get it official. You know what I mean? And then it was
20 gigabyte hard drive.
Yeah. He had the GameStop dude work him.
And that joint messed up, and once it messed up, that's when I went to PlayStation. I was on a basketball team, and we got a refund check back. Mm-hmm. I went to the mall up in Palisades Mall,
New York, right here. So you hear that New York talk, King? That's New York.
Yo, listen, I'm hearing him. He got steered in that direction. You went to the waiting and loving arms of a PlayStation after that Xbox did you dirty.
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted the PS3, but I couldn't get it that first year. It was too much. You know what I mean? So
it was $700.
I was like, might as well just get the Xbox. But when I got that PS3 that day, I got a PS3. I got like 6 games. I got an iPod Touch. Yo, that
sound like somebody caught a lick.
That's when that scholarship money came back. I was like, all right, let's go.
Shout out to them college refund checks.
Shout out to eating noodles after that.
I mean, but the thing was different because, like I said, I was on the basketball team, so we used to get like fed, like we was getting treated good. So
that's what's up.
I still had the noodles on deck, but we was good.
No
but
doubt,
man. When PS3 never looked back to Xbox after that, man.
I got you.
Until the Xbox One. The funny thing about it, Xbox One, I've bought more Xbox Ones than PS4s. You know what I mean? I had 3 Xbox Ones: the original joint with the Kinect, the Elite bundle, and the S.
Wow.
Everybody said I'm the crazy fan.
So you're one of the people make fun of, right? The people that.
Yo, but the crazy thing about it, the reason why I bought that much Xbox Ones is because I really wanted to give Xbox a try, and each Xbox that I bought, it was a fix for an issue that I had with Xbox. You know what I mean? So I bought the Elite bundle because it was I don't know how people was gaming on Xbox and that controller because dead zones was just crazy. I was like, yo, I can't even play Tomb Raider right now because it's dead zones. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I bought the Elite bundle because you couldn't get like a Elite controller at that time by itself. So
that was the easiest way to get it because the controller itself.
Smartest way to get it.
Smart.
Yeah. And the Elite controller that was good because it did fix the dead zone issue. You could fine tune it and all that stuff. And then I was just like. The S, I mean, I just bought that because that was just a good looking console, you know. Like, let me get that.
No doubt.
But with the new console, I was like, nah, I can't do it, man. That's already 3 right there.
That's all they get right now.
Not even my main console, that you know.
Well, after this, you might be running out to trade your joint and go get that Xbox.
Nah, I don't even have an Xbox no more. I don't have no Xbox.
Oh, all right. So then you'll just be walking to the store to get them fresh bucks up.
After that PlayStation experience, man, just trade in that Pro.
No! Don't do that! Don't do that.
We're definitely gonna get into the PlayStation experience because I'm still mad and disappointed.
We're gonna get into it.
2018, just January alone, Xbox, Switch, whatever, don't compete.
We're gonna get into hold on, Bari. Hold on. I know you're ready. You got your gun
I'm revved up.
Hold on. We still focusing on you right now.
All right. So online arcade stuff.
Yeah, I want to get into, and I want to get into before you get into online arcade, I want to get into your top 5 game franchises. So that's the new joint we're doing on the ILP. So what's your top 5 of all time? Any system?
Right.
Yeah.
The top 5 franchise or the specific game?
Either or, whatever comes to you.
All right, well, I do like the first 2 is going to be franchises. So my top franchise of all time is Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? That outweighs anything out there, in my opinion. I love Kingdom Hearts as well, so I'll put that as 2. I definitely put Metal Gear up there as well. Yeah, and I specifically for Metal Gear 1 and 3. I love those 2. Snake Eater was my favorite.
I gotta ask you a quick question, real quick, Lord Jabari.
Yeah.
The answer to this question is going to determine where we stand.
Oh my Lord!
What is the best Final Fantasy?
Oh, that is 7, of course. 7.
My man, Lord Bari. My man, Lord Bari. Let's go. Sorry about that.
Yo, I can have.
That is an acceptable answer.
Okay.
The thing
I know
is,
where you going.
with me, when I say 7, I can give you like a 2-hour explanation of why I say 7 over the rest. You know what I mean? A lot of people will say like 6. A lot of people will say like 10.
2.
Or
No,
9.
2. Mine is 2.
Oh, it's 2. That's Furion, right? Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
2 good. I also love 4. Final Fantasy 4 is one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
But I think I like those characters that's complex, and that's the reason why I love Final Fantasy.
That's why Final Fantasy in general is good, is because they have complex characters and they always have that, what the hell moment that you didn't understand nothing until then.
Yo, shout out to Anchorman in the chat. He said, Lord Jabari is a traitor. How dare he betray the mention?
Oh no, Spider-Man games. Spider-Man games have been getting a rough. It's been rough a little bit. Outside for a few of them, but I can't put them up there. But that's definitely my favorite, like kind of hero.
Okay. And shout out to Lord Delabo in the chat, potentially perfect. He's saying Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. He said, fight them if y'all want that work.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Final Fantasy. We got what was the other ones? What was the other? Break it down.
Kingdom Hearts.
What else we got?
Here, solid.
Okay, give me 2 more.
So we have 4. Definitely Marvel vs. Capcom franchise.
No doubt.
And 5.
All time. This is a game if it come out or if the new one is announced or one of the original titles, you gonna play it.
I'm gonna be on it.
You're gonna be on it. Gotta make that tough choice.
5. You know what I mean? I'll put on the spot. Y'all ain't even asking the question before. There's so much, man. There's so much.
Gotta put you on the spot, baby. Gotta see where your heart's at.
Dragon Quest.
Woo! Wow, that's a big one.
That's hardcore. That's hardcore right there.
Wow. You know what? If you would have told me to bet my soul, I would have bet my soul that Nintendo would have been up in your top 10 or top 5 list, and they didn't even make it.
Nah,
brother, you have played a lot of games.
Like definitely Nintendo games. Like your top 10, yeah, like Zelda. I love Zelda.
Yeah.
I love like Metroid, things like that. But top 5, like games that I'm just gonna like Dragon Quest. Like Dragon Quest game come out, I'm playing it ASAP. Like Final Fantasy game come out, I'm playing it ASAP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom. We have some struggles with Infinite, but I love that, franchise.
I love that game actually. I got the whole DLC with it. I was, I stay mixing it up in it. I love it. I'm a Marvel vs. Capcom head. I played it in its true form, in the Sega Saturn, and just trust me, it's
classics.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. All right, so that's.
Yeah, I remember those fights because I before I didn't play like 2 on Dreamcast. My boy had Dreamcast. He was like a block away from me. He's like, nah, the Dreamcast version better than that track, that PS2. I'm like, get out of here, man. I'm in the crib. I played that. I was like, all right, bro, you got it.
Dreamcast is lit, man. I used to love Dreamcast. Yeah, they had a good one. They had a good one. So then you transition now, and then we get the channel going. So let's start off with the Jay Bari channel. Like, how did you get into the YouTube game? What got you inspired?
What got me really inspired was I was in a lot of these Facebook groups on Facebook, like the gaming groups, like Zaire group.
Yeah.
We had this other group called Gaming Battlegrounds. It was more like those fanboy groups that go back and forth arguing and this and that. So a lot of things I was saying, I just wanted to create like a platform. Like, okay, I'm saying all this stuff in a Facebook group. Let me just create a YouTube. Everybody got a YouTube. Let me just create a YouTube and just get my thoughts out there. I'm not as savage, I'll say. In the Facebook group, I just don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if I know somebody don't want to have like a conversation. I'm just gonna troll you, or I'm just
that's that New York trolling you.
I'm just gonna go in, like, say, outlandish things. But on YouTube, I try to keep it a little calmer.
No doubt.
But I just definitely wanted to get my thoughts out because at the end of the day, what really inspired me to YouTube is that a lot of people just like to speak on opinions. You know, it's all about opinions. But a lot of people have the opinions, but they don't have the experience. So you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, you just saying stuff just to say it. Why don't you just try the damn game out? You know, a lot of people this game is whack. Did you play it? No, you didn't play it. You know?
Yeah, he played. Yep, that's when I'm already muted to persons mentally. Like I can't. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Lil Bari. So one
of my things is like always showing, like always saying like my opinions and my thoughts and stuff. But I'm also showing you the game and how it works and gameplay in the background. So that's why I always stayed true to showing gameplay and videos and all that stuff, because I really like to actually see. I hear what you're saying, but I actually want to see it as well, like visually.
Yes, no doubt.
So yeah, man. So that's what really started my channel. I didn't really know too much PlayStation channels like that. A lot of before, you know, my channel, I really knew a lot of like Xbox channels, and these guys were giving like PlayStation news, and I'm like, why am I listening to these Xbox like hardcore channels that's giving PlayStation news to try to, you know, convey it to however they want to, you know, mold it to gain an Xbox sale or whatever. So I was just like, nah, if I like PlayStation, I'll just talk about PlayStation myself, and hopefully people will catch on and listen.
Nice. What's up? And now the other thing I wanted to commend you on was definitely the creation of the online arcade, because I think that if for us, especially shout out to Lord Kaibatu in the chat also, like the fighting game genre is like one of those things that was kind of teetering. And we come from that. So just to see you kind of pushing it forward, you doing tournaments, you getting dudes up in the grudge matches, like really respect that, you know, someone's out there keeping the fighting game genre alive. So tell me about how that started and the passion for the, you know, whole fighting games and stuff like that.
Yo, it's funny how that started too, because one thing I always admired about the Xbox community, even though I go back and forth with them crazy, they always had like these game nights and stuff like that. You know, like some type of unison. They had a specific day that they're gonna play a game and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, PlayStation dudes, like, yeah, we communicate, but we're very like to ourselves sometimes, where we're always doing our own thing, right? So I was like, yo, fighting games is very strong on PlayStation. So I was like, I created a group called PlayStation Nation All Stars on Facebook. So at first it started off as like a PlayStation Nation All Stars like tournament stuff for fighting games. So I was just like trying to get everybody together. You know, Street Fighter was just coming out and all these other games was coming out. Let's do a tournament. And Street Fighter was the first tournament that happened. And, you know, it was pretty good. We had like 24 people that came.
Sound like Sony owes you a check. You're the only one standing in the corner with the tiki torch, keeping the lights on in the place.
I mean, like, yo, it's true though, because a lot of people just like, you know, more to themselves. I'm like that, you know, myself. Like I could be to myself sometimes on PlayStation, but like fighting games, you know, that's always something that can bring a lot of people together, regardless.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer for busting this, ain't he?
No, that's a good point though, because like you said, like Sony's predominantly known as these great single player experiences. So like me and Saul was like, I tease him, I call him like the selfish gamer, because I know he loves that genre, and it kind of Sony caters to that. So when to see you doing the fighting game stuff, kind of bringing people together on that is kind of dope.
Yeah, so it was just more like we're going to have like a PlayStation community thing in a Facebook group. But eventually, the more tournaments that was happening, the more it was growing, and people was asking for other fighting games. Like, yo, when you going to do Guilty Gear? When you going to do Blaze Blue? And it was this year, like around in June, where, you know, I got like, you know, 3 other people. Big shout out to my man Upchuck Gaming, Gaming with Persona, and Mr. Official VG. I got them together, and we was like, yo, let's do this online, go and call it online arcade, because that's what it is. You know, online, and we're gonna set up like an arcade where everybody can just, you know, fight and play. We're gonna have different sections. We're gonna have the tournaments.
Dope.
We're gonna have like basically we got tournaments where it's gonna be premier tournaments. That's like with a big payout with a prize pot.
Okay. Y'all doing that Tekken? I might have to jump in there. Y'all doing that?
we actually did Tekken. We did Tekken in the summertime. We did.
Okay, let me know when that swing back round.
Yeah, matter of fact, right now we scheduled for 2018, where we got our premier tournaments. Like some of the premier tournaments up. Tekken is definitely up there.
Okay, yeah, be a little Kai, like dust off the boost, get up in there right quick. I got it for the PS. They was on sale. I was like, okay, y'all on sale for PS4. I'm like, all right. Might do it.
Tekken is definitely up there. It's gonna be in May though, but the thing is, like, we got premier tournaments. That's like the big ones, but we also got like the light version tournaments where even though Tekken big tournament is all the way back in May, because there's a lot of fighting games. We still want to have like Tekken light version tournaments that people can, so we can get to know people. Like, oh, so that's Iron Lords, they here, and I know how they fight, and we communicate better or commentate better.
Hey, not all the Iron Lords is with that head-to-head shit.
What's that game he's playing with King? What's that game the addict was playing with you? That fighting game. What was that one?
Oh, you talking about Naruto?
Oh, okay, yeah, you know.
Don't listen.
What about that Dragon Ball? That Dragon Ball new one.
That's definitely. We just added that to our premiere lineup.
Do we get a chance to play it on the good system?
Oh my God, I'm done. I'm done.
Listen. Yo, Jay, I have PlayStation Pro. Don't worry about it. I'm just sitting here. I'm just on this New York swag. I'm trolling. My man got beat up yesterday. I'm trolling.
Nah, but like originally, like online arcade, we definitely focused on like PlayStation 4 because I mean that's where, like, when you look at fighting games, it's on Xbox. It might be on other platforms, but I don't see, like, I even try to like gauge like Killer Instinct. I was like, yeah, anybody want to do a Killer Instinct tournament? And like 2 people responded, you know what I mean? So if I was like, anybody want to do a Street Fighter 5 tournament, I got like 50 people signing up.
Right. So it's all about that's all about the demand.
It's all about the demand. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, but next year we're definitely going to try to expand, like on Xbox and on the Switch. So see if people want
You said you putting a fighting game on the Switch?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yo, Bari, stop it now.
Nah, because the Switch has like Pokken. The Switch has
pocket tournament.
If it's doing those little, those 2 shaders in the corner, you got 2 blobs fighting. Yeah, I hear that. Squiddy 2.
The Ultra Street Fighter 2.
No, they ain't got that. You talking about the old ones? All right.
Yeah, if the demand is there, then we can. I don't know if it's gonna be like a premiere tournament.
But how you gonna do it? You gonna do it with cameras because they ain't got no mics and stuff, so people gotta be officially in. We not knowing if the developer is actually playing the game. We gotta know. We gotta see. With Switch, it's so many things. You need a lot of headsets and stuff.
I've been there. I have when we started this up, I've learned so much when it comes to this online tournaments, right? So I have like a whole rule list. Like there's a whole bunch of rules, like a good 20-something rules, listing off everything as far as like, make sure it's you that's playing, stuff with equipment, lag issues. Like we broke it down where I feel comfortable enough that if somebody sign up for a tournament, that's going to be the person that's playing in the tournament. But we're definitely we got to see, and we got to definitely test it. That's why I say it's not going to be premiere, but.
We respect what you're doing out there, man. That's hot. Man. I like what's going on.
Yeah, man. If you guys are interested, though, if you guys want to sign up for any of our tournaments, all you got to do is head to toa.challenge. That is CHALLONGE.com.
Challenge.
You're gonna see all our tournament lists. Some are 2018 tournaments are up. You can sign up for those. Nice. You got the prize pots there already. And yeah, man, if you guys like what we do, you can support us as well.
Absolutely. I'm in there for the Tekken. I got you on the Tekken.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Facts. I got the PS4 version, whatever they want.
So Tekken is definitely one that we got to do like a light version tournament as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's what's up. That's Jay Bari's journey. So we're gonna get into what the Lords are playing. We started back up with Lord Bari again. So what are you playing? What have you been playing this week specifically? Like what have you been playing?
I've been playing the Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
All right, I seen you too, because I was gonna see if you gonna say it. I see you.
I'm loving that game, man. I think the game is dope. At first, I was a little worrisome because the combat system was a little too simplistic. Yeah, but when they added the layers on there, the blades, I was like, all right, cool. We good now. Good.
So, little Xenoblade. Anything else you've been playing?
Oh yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have been playing Tekken 7 too. I've been trying to learn Geese.
I've seen you
a little bit. I was streaming that. I'm back on my Bloodborne. Trying to get through this cursed Chalice dungeon. And Monster Hunter Worlds, man, the beta, that shit is dope. My bad. I don't know if I can.
That's all good. We keep it light for the Lord. It's okay. Slip is allowed.
It's dope. Go and download that. Monster Hunter Worlds is going to be a great game, man. I'm definitely thinking it. And a game that I think a lot of people are sleeping on.
Which one?
Which is mad cool. It's called Hidden Agenda. It's a PlayLink game. Okay. It's made by the dudes that made Until Dawn, Supermassive Games. But yo, it's so much fun. If you guys stream, yo, definitely stream that, man. It is a fun ass game to play, man. You got to use your phone though, to control everything, but it's still fun. And you can play with like a whole bunch of people. So say you have like 3 people with you or 4 people, you can all link up with a play link. And
I saw that. I saw Sony jumped on that. As soon as they heard Nintendo had to use the phone app, they was like, "Yo, let's get an app together. That we can play together. Put the phone thing together. Shoot that."
I mean, PlayStation always had the little phone app.
Yeah, but Nintendo took it to the extreme.
No doubt. So, Lord Addict, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing the Osiris thing.
Ding.
Yeah.
Such enthusiasm.
That's pretty much all.
Okay, that's all you've been rocking this week. All right, no doubt. Lord Saab, what have we been playing, sir?
Just a little bit of the Osiris stuff. I haven't done too much of it. And then more Xenoblade, a little bit more Mario. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I haven't touched much else. Oh, and some Assassin's Creed. Yeah, definitely some Assassin's Creed.
Nice. Lord King, what have you been touching?
Everything. Agents of Mayhem. I went in on my Shadow of War. A little bit of Cuphead. A little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Oh, yesterday, Injustice: Gods Among Us 2. I was touching the Hellboy up a little bit, trying to get him down pack because the new DLC is about to drop for that. And also playing my Destiny 2. I am so happy. Right now.
That's what's up. We gonna get into that. Yeah, for me it's been a little bit of Xenoblade. I've been touching that a little bit. Got that going. Shout out to Lord Whiskey. He just got his Switch, so he was asking me what to get. He also picked it up, so it made me touch it a little bit more. As far as Xbox, I touched a little bit of Curse of Osiris, but I didn't get a chance to really rock this week. I really haven't been around, but I'm gonna try to get that Blaze going on later on today. You know what I'm saying? And shout out, what else I got? I picked up a whole bunch of PlayStation games on sale this week. So I got I think that No Man's Sky, Hellblade, anything that won an award, I picked up. It was like $20. Shout out to the Game Award sale. That was on the PSN network because nothing ever on sale on PSN.
That is true. Hit those likes, guys. Hit those likes, please.
Yeah, I picked up the Street Fighter 5. That was on sale. So I can pick that. I got the No Man's Sky because I always wanted to see it now after all the changes. To see what's going on with that. The Hellblade, I've been wanting that for a minute. And the Tekken, because I will shout out to Lord Kabatz. Oh, and the Neo, shout out, because I hit up Lord Sov. I say, yo, Sov, you the one that's champion Neo. I see it on sale. Is it worth it? And you was like, Cog, that's all you. You're gonna love it. It's deep. It gets complex. So I did that. But I want to shout out Lord Kai because I was gonna hold off on picking up Tekken for PlayStation just for the simple fact I want the X enhanced version. And yo, I gotta get up my man Harada. Yo, I be tweeting him. We be hitting them every day. Like, what's up? Like, they're completely mum as if there's no X enhanced, not even in development. So that gotta be a little frustrating.
You shouldn't be playing Tekken on Xbox anyway.
Well, we know the controller situation. But
I mean, you just want a competition as well, man.
True. And you know what kind of leaned me over to you guys, Lord Bari, is the fact that you guys got that special feature with the music. You can put the old Tekken musics to the stages. And the Xbox One doesn't have that. So that's like the exclusive.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I want to play, you know what I'm saying? Rock them, sock them, and do our thing. Remember that joint?
Yeah.
The beats. You all know them beats that we used to make names and little lyrics to. You know what I'm saying? From Tekken 2. And they even got the Tekken 2 suits, like King with the suit from Tekken 2.
Oh, you got the Tekken 2 joint, yeah.
With the tie,
With the tie, you know? Oh, man. So it's like, I had to do it. So I'm like, yo, shout out to them on that. But yeah, Harada, Xbox, what's up, man? Y'all gotta get that X.
You know how it goes, man. A lot of these old school Japanese companies and Japanese developers, I don't know, they just got this severe hate for Microsoft. So
you want a Xbox enhanced. We want a Pro enhanced.
It is Pro enhanced because
it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No,
but I heard Digital Foundry said like 1080p. It's not rocking. They're not 4K, but I heard they 1080p.
It's the same. The original.
Same as that.
The original PS4 is 900. The Pro is just 1080.
Okay, I'll take it. The Xbox is 720. I'll take it.
Yeah, it seems like they glazed it in Vaseline or something like that.
The Xbox One got Vaseline on the screen. Like I don't want that Vaseline on my screen.
The X is
I don't like it.
720.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just whatever the regular the upscale is, what their TV does and what the system does. But beyond that, it's nothing.
And it looks. It's emphasized even worse now that we have the 4K enhanced. It really makes it stand out worse. That's why I couldn't do it, and I was like, I gotta get the PS4 one until I hear something get announced. That's just where I was at.
Yeah, the problem with that is that you have the system and you have the capabilities, and the developer had the tools.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one point where I will say to the developer that you have the Unreal Engine, and trust me, that Unreal Engine can scale up. They didn't, hit the scale button.
Clearly. Clearly, yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So we're gonna get into before we get into these topics. We got the ILP poll. You know what I'm saying? That was last week. The results are in, and the people have spoken. So to the question, in the wake of the PUBG frame rate controversy, if the Xbox One X is capable of pushing 60 frames per second in a competitive multiplayer game, when the Xbox One S is unable, should a uniform frame rate 30 frames per second be used? The winner at 80%. In the most voted, most argued three-way poll ever on ILP is the no parity Xbox One X is a premium product group.
Here we go.
It came out and smashed them hard. They would not play. So coming in second place and only 15% was the yes, parity must be kept for the Xbox One S group. Sorry, Lord Addict. And Shiloh. Third place at 5% was the I don't care, I'm playing Xenoblade 2 group. So shout out to all 600 plus who participated in the poll. The turnout was lit. What do the Lords think about this? Let's start with Lord Bari.
As far as the Xbox One, I mean,
as far as the people want Xbox One X being a premium product with 60 frames per second, no parity, even if the Xbox One S, like of PUBG, if it is 60 frames and the S can only do 30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with that, but I can also see the issue with it.
Yeah.
With it being, having no parity, because your bigger install base is on the smaller side, but if you bought something for that much, then you want to get all the bells and whistles for it. So I definitely agree with no parity on it.
No doubt. Yeah, it was intense, man. A lot of good arguments, and shout out to Lord Xbox. He's in the chat. I know he was repping it with Lord Addict on the as far as the parity and stuff like that. So we definitely understand what they're saying from a competitive standpoint.
I don't agree with Xbox guys calling people with S's like peasants though.
Shout out to Lord K. Shout out to Lord K.
More porridge, sir. May I please have more porridge? Get him out of here. Why is he in my realm?
Y'all was there last year, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we wasn't. It's called moving on up. It's called the Jeffersons. It's called we got a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Lord Addict, I'm curious. I know you were championing the other thing. What did you feel about the poll? You still holding firm?
Yeah.
I feel you, baby. Hold that. That's right. You hold your square. I respect that. So you out of control. Okay. The Lords have a new poll coming up at the end of the ILP Twitter. So stay tuned at the end of the show. So we're gonna get into these topics. Lord Saul, we had an experience that happened this weekend. Let's talk about that.
So this is what I get for calling PSX out. Calling it as my topic. I'm like, PlayStation's gonna drop some hot stuff. Let me get on this early. It was a bit of a snooze fest. Or it has been. It's still going on. There's still some stuff going on. I said it before, like that was their premiere show, even more so than E3. And I don't get it. Like for me, honestly, they just need to focus on E3. Mm-hmm. And PSX is trying to get bigger and bigger every year, and it's like they want to hold it down. I would just say Rocky 3, make PSX this whole blowout thing where you blow the roof off of everything and show everything that you want to show for 2018 and beyond. I just think the base is gonna really be paying attention to it. I don't know. Paris Games Week, Gamescom, I don't think they need that. So
it's
low key, you know.
Okay.
So going into the big stuff, right? We didn't really get release dates. No release date for God of War. We have a release date for Shadow of the Colossus, which is February, I believe.
Right.
We don't have anything concrete release wise for Days Gone. Right. Detroit has no date either. They're saying that it's coming. God of War, same thing. Detroit, I don't think has a date per se. They're saying it's 2018, but they haven't given a date.
They say spring.
Gotcha. They say spring. Yeah. Shut up.
Spring, right? Right. War, same thing. No date. So that sort of stuff. Like I was expecting more from that. I was expecting something concrete. So that was a little bit disappointing in that regard in terms of the big releases. In terms of like new stuff that they talked about, they doubled down again on that VR. I have to say, I'd held off on it. What is gonna be my Christmas and / birthday present this year? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna get that 350 bundle. I'm gonna get the 350 bundle and do it. I'm gonna jump in and I'll have impressions on that in the new year. The Medieval remaster, that was cool for all the old school PS1 heads who played Medieval. I know Lord Kaibatsu, he loved that back in the day. Like I was saying, the VR stuff, like the Trico thing with The Last Guardian, the Wipeout stuff, Prepare to Vomit, playing Wipeout in VR. But that stuff was cool. The Mega Man love. The Mega Man love. The Mega Man and the Monster Hunter, I have to say, was cool, man. Mega Man's been getting some love after getting shafted for years, and that travesty that was Mighty Number 9. So it's good to see Mega Man.
That's exactly what I saw when I saw that Mega Man. I looked at it, I was like, this is what Mighty Number 9 was supposed to be.
Exactly. So in terms of the big stuff, yeah, it was a little disappointing. I was expecting more. Small stuff, though, they always sort of bring it when it comes to PSX, and as it should be, because it's completely PlayStation centric. So you want the entire, to kind of attack the entire catalog. So they talked a little bit more about Patapon, bunch of other VR games, Shooty Fruity, smaller games. So Guacamelee too. Yeah, I know, Shooty Fruity.
God.
A lot of VR, man. A lot of VR. They're doubling down on it. So I'm happy about that. That they're not backing away from it. Particular question for Jay Bari. Bari, did you see that Omen of Sorrow, that fighting game? I know there's a demo out.
Yeah, I played it.
I haven't gotten it yet. How is it? It looks fantastic.
It's a little rough. It's a little rough right now.
Is?
You can tell like this is like way like pre-alpha stuff. Certain things they gotta fix on it. The grab range is way too long. There's certain little things. I feel like it needs a little bit more touch. It needs a little bit more pop with the background. It definitely needs like a announcer and like a sound. It just needs its own like personality for it to even do good. But we did an interview.
The look of it reminded me.
Now go ahead.
It reminded me of the SNK games. It reminded me of sort of the SNK games. That's why I like the look of it. Kind of drew me to it.
Yeah. It has like SNK Mortal Kombat kind of feel. It's a mix between those two as far as movement wise. But it definitely is a little rough on the edges. You can download it right now. You can download it right now on the PlayStation Store with the demo. But those are my people. A1 Games, like I said, we did the interview with them. They mad cool as hell, man. But I keep it real with them, man. I'm about to hit them up on Twitter.
Your game is
what's going on?
But it's rough. It's rough in the streets, rough around the edges.
Yeah. Cause you can tell if that game came out today online, it is gonna be a mess because people are grabbing on Wake Up all day.
So they grab they grabbing down the block like
yo, the grab range is crazy in that game. I was like, I'm playing the computer. I'm like, wait, you just grabbed me out of a special? Like, what is going on? What's going on right now? And the computer's all easy, bro. Like, wow. Crazy. But, the two characters you can play is pretty dope though. But It does feel like the fluidity needs a little bit work. Just it does need a pop. It looks good. It's in 4K and all, but it needs to. It don't pop. It just look like a generic fighting game, but it needs its own personality for it to strive.
No doubt. So, Lord Saab, what else you stood out for you for the PS?
Back to the AAA stuff. Media Molecule finally came back with Dreams, and it seems like they got away from that scary looking Jim Henson like Fever Dream art style that they had before. It looks a little more inviting now. They talked a little bit more about Ghost of Tsushima, a little bit more of The Last of Us. So let's get into the format and what people were not happy with the format. And the panel stuff, all that panel stuff is great, especially when it's a centric event. I have that in lieu of having your press conference with the big reveals and the trailers and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like they chose one over the other, and I think they need to expand the whole experience and have both of those things and have this be their blowout show for the year. Even bigger than E3, I would say. I mean, and that was the beef I have with it. I like the panels. I like seeing behind the scenes stuff. I like, having Cory Barlog on stage walking people through, what's going on in God of War and stuff like that. That's all fantastic. Just not instead of.
Gotcha.
That big trailer thing. So that's the beef I have with it.
Let's get Lord Bari on one. We got PlayStation Nation in the building. We need it from the source. What was your impressions? What did you feel about the PlayStation experience, and what were your standouts titles as well?
If Omen of Sorrow is rough, PlayStation experience was horrible. I definitely don't agree with the whole panel thing because like PlayStation experience, you're going like the show floor and stuff. People come there. You have the choice if you want to go to the panels or play the game. Like the whole weekend is going to be a whole bunch of panels. So I didn't expect them to. I know they was going to have a different format, but I didn't think it was going to have these panels and dev talking about the games, and you're not really giving us real information about the games anyway. Like you came out there, Cory Barlog, respect this guy, love this guy to death, but he was an asshole during that whole 30 minutes. Yo, real talk, it pissed me off. Like,
wait, hold on, Bari. Which one is Core? I'm forgetting which one is that.
The God of War.
Yeah, he was a little like the one with the red sneakers, right?
This dude came out there. The first question. Shout out to Sid Shuman because Sid Shuman knows. Everybody want to know the hardcore question. When is this game coming out? You saying that this game
coming out
is in playtest mode right now, where they're sending out these demos for people to test it out, flying stuff, whatever. You're almost done with this game. You know what I mean? The game is pretty much done. You just play testing stuff, just to find like little bugs and all that stuff. So, where's the fucking release? I mean, where's
the show the passion, baby.
So dude asked a question. So when is this game coming out? My man is answering mad, condescending and arrogant. Oh, the dog at my release date. What? What? Don't come out arrogant. People flew out all the way, from wherever. If I was going to,
Sony told him he couldn't talk.
But here's the thing. Shout out to Lord Sam Tober in the chat. Like, I see where you go, Lord Bari, because it's like he's there. But if you remember, like the Horizon Zero Dawn dev next to him was almost like, why is Cory here? He needs to be working on his game.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yo, that's my dude too, Herm.
Yeah.
He should be asking himself, why am I here on this stage? Your game is already out. We don't need more information about Horizon. You got your game. Everything's out. Why are you talking for 20 minutes about stuff that we already know?
But he was happy. He had his feet up. He was relaxed. His game is finished.
His game is done. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was gonna be there at PlayStation Experience there, but things came up with family, and I had to cancel my ticket. I mean, my plane ticket. Cancel the hotel, all that stuff. They still got my $65 for the early bird, but that's cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, if I would have went out there and I sat down there, New York would have came out. I'd have been like, what the hell is this Mad Loud? Because I'm not sitting up there. I came there to see Spider-Man, God of War, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima. Bring those devs on there and talk about your stuff. That, you know what I mean? If God of War is gonna come out there and have a 20-minute conversation, that release date better be there.
Better be there. Yeah.
People are flying out from all over the world to go to this area. You're not going to.
It might be 2019 for you.
No, it's definitely 2018.
I'm just trolling. I am just trolling.
It's definitely 2018. But yo, the thing is, this is what pissed me off even more. When Detroit came out and they had an actual demo, something,
right?
It was the same kind of, from the first trailer, but it was
the same thing from E3.
demo,
but
right?
I'm gonna tell you right now, not to stop you, Bari, Lord Bari, that Detroit demo was lit though. Y'all wasn't feeling it?
Yeah, that was. I definitely liked it. It. But I'm saying, this is the point I'm trying to get is,
go for it.
The fact that Detroit is coming out later, as far as Detroit saying spring 2018, God of War is saying early 2018. How the hell you don't even have like a new demo or something to show off for God of War, or even a release date? But Detroit is telling you at least you got a release window. You know what I mean, like spring, and they have a playable demo on the show floor. God of War doesn't have nothing on the show floor. You can just take a fucking picture with Kratos and
they had nothing
because they know that you're going to buy, so they don't really need to impress you.
That's the problem.
All they had was Corey out there. Corey walking through the same demo from E3, right? Yeah. And just giving insight behind it, talking about how the game is 35 hours long, which is fantastic. Yeah. But I just something's not right there. Something's not right there.
Let's be real here. They're doing the same thing Microsoft has been doing. Like it's like they have a thumb drive that is with them, and they just be like, "Here, use this. Every event, use this."
This is my issue as well. Addict. We had 2016 PlayStation Experience was lit. You know what I mean? That jump was fire. That jump was everybody was like, "Oh my god, E3 was crazy. This is better than the E3 of 2016."
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
If you want,
who the hell came up with the idea to have this sit down Gamescom direct ass show when you just had a show where everybody had great reception with 2016? How do you come from 2016 PSX that
you want my honest opinion of why this happened? I think it was the X. They tried to get some info out before the X and all this stuff that would have normally be shown. That would normally be shown.
Was kind of lit. Yeah, that's a good point.
It was October. That normally would be shown. At PSX, they had to drop the gun early just to
kind of get people to get off of the cool them down on that respect.
Even if you're gonna show the stuff from past games week again, you can at least go into a little bit more detail with that.
You can have another Sither rail at least. That's
about nothing.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, look, I was the most disappointed that we didn't get a God of War release date. If you want my honest opinion, Erica for the win, shout out to her. She said there wasn't even a playable demo there. She's at the event.
There's not. No.
So I think that game's getting delayed.
It's a huge L overall because at the end of the day, like the show floor stuff, that's a completely different scenario. That stuff is fun. You see the devs walking around, you playing these games, but me personally, if I'm going there to PlayStation Experience, I'm going there to play specific games. God of War, Days Gone, Spider-Man. I want to play those demos. If those demos are not there, it's an L.
Like, imagine, he's right. Like, imagine playing, going to E3 and playing the same demos you played at E3 at the PSX. Like, that would be extremely disappointing. Imagine these people who reported at E3. What are they going to report in PSX? Oh, it's the same demo. There's nothing really else to, say. Like, that looks really bad.
Well, just report the truth. That's all. And just like Jay Bari is saying, it's saying the truth.
Yo, and the funny thing about it is, like, after the hour talk that they had, Sid Schumann was like, "Hey guys, want to see some trailers?" I'm like, "All right, guys." Then this finally came on called Donut County. I was like, "Nah, what is going on?"
You wasn't about that Donut County life.
I swear to God, I thought it was like, I thought that game how the trailer began. I thought it was going to lead up to like a major game because they were talking about, "Hey, do you have a platinum trophy?"
It's sad.
You know what I mean? I was like, all right, this is like a troll going into like a rich trailer, and then the game was actually you sucking down things for the whole. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, apparently, Erica put on Twitter that the God of War section of PGX was more focused around his son than actual Kratos.
Yeah, and they're saying that's the biggest problem right now, that his son is having too much dialogue and is too much on this little big head kid.
How much you guys want to bet midway through this game Kratos dies? And
It's a possibility, but I
don't mind that. You know what I mean? Because
that's the way you reinnovate a game, but that's going to make a lot of people mad.
He's not going to die. He's going to probably get captured.
Could be. I mean, I know when they spoke to the dev, he was speaking about that, and he said how like that trick. Because a lot of people were upset that they felt that the kid had too much banter, and you know, he was saying that was almost a demo. He was like play testing a demo of implementing that tech because it wasn't ready. So to Lord Addict's point, it still may not be ready because he's saying now that they've scaled that back since that initial E3 trailer, where I guess Paris Games Week, where the kid was talking too much. So I still get the vibe that he's crying. He looks stressed, man.
you know what? That's a crazy like thing to point out to people. This is a young kid. This kid is gonna be silent while his father is fighting trolls and shit. Like,
absolutely.
Let's be real here, guys. Like, the kid's gonna say his little joint. You know what I mean? Right now, he probably in the training stages. He look a little cocky.
My honest opinion, I think they intend on God of War being around for a few years, and I think if something doesn't happen here, I think, you know, Kratos might die at the end of this one or at the beginning of the next one.
He may be the new Kratos. Shout out to Michael Lugo in the chat. Yeah, they try to say
the same thing. There could be different scenarios. Kratos could become a god of whatever universe they're in now, and
let them do that crap. Let them do that crap. And they're gonna find out what goes wrong the same way Halo 5 did that crap.
They'll bring Kratos back at some point.
How much they're gonna bring back. That's what I meant. Like he comes back as a god or something. Like
we don't want that. Gamers, we don't want that. Give us our Master Chief. Give us our icon.
If that happened, how much you want to bet they're gonna turn that into a revenge story? And his son goes through the same thing Kratos did to avenge his father's death.
It's possible.
Guys in that lore. I wouldn't even mind that at all, man. I think that would be dope. Kratos you got 8 God of War games for Kratos, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna have 9 and 10. Let's go.
I don't think it should rush it, but if it happens, it happens.
No doubt.
But I don't care about his son. Let that be an indie title in the bushes.
Even when he's sitting down, he didn't even go into detail about that. Like, give us more information about the son or nothing.
That dude was there just to troll. He was there just to troll.
OG Mac in the chat says they're going to do a Gears of War 4. I think they can do anything better than what they did in Gears of War 4.
We're going to see. I mean, definitely the focus seems to be shift towards more of a cinematic experience.
I feel
kind of a Last of Us kind of formula.
I feel like they can do a very good job if they do it right. If they wanted to do something like that, like, you know, have it to where the next games took place like 10 years later, and Kratos' kid is grown and he's trying to avenge his father's death, and he starts getting help from, you know, what are they in the Nordic mythology? Yeah, I mean, he starts getting help from them. I mean, Kratos could even turn into a Nordic god. I mean, there's so many different areas that they can go into that.
Don't listen to Addict. I don't want that game. Right, so that game that he's talking, put that inside their preview program in the bushes. I don't care about that, man.
All right, look, let's get your impressions of these PSX, because I haven't get a chance to speak to you about this. So did you get a chance to see anything?
Okay, yeah, I saw that thing. And you know the best part about that PSX experience? Your wild out dude that had, you know, the buddy cop game that he got.
Not Game Awards. That was Game Awards. We gonna get it. Then
there you go with my PlayStation experience.
I didn't watch it. I thought PlayStation experience was later on yesterday.
There you go with my PlayStation experience right there.
It was like in the morning. I was like, yeah. I just watched the rail that IGN had, just explaining everything that was announced.
Let me keep it 100% funky. I don't care about these dudes, be honest with you. I purchased their games for their single player experience. When they drop, they drop. I'm looking forward to God of War. Yes, of course. Okay. I'm looking forward to Days Gone and all this other stuff. I'm hearing that. All I'm hearing is bad things from the show. And it seems like they pulled a Microsoft. Remember when Microsoft did that stupid format that I hated, that I panned? And it was doing the sit down panel, and they had those 2 women there that didn't know what was going on. And
it was at the Gamescom, right? Wasn't it the Gamescom?
Yeah, it was their Gamescom rehash trash. Yeah, it was disgusting. And Same way I was disgusted with them. I understand PlayStation people are disgusting with this. I feel you guys. I feel you guys' pain, and I have a pro. All right, and I'm saying it to say that when those games do come out, I will play them. There's games out that you could play, but for people to fly out to go to a show that they was expecting new and different exciting stuff, you know, you're hurting yourself because those people had a bad taste in their mouth. They're not gonna be back next year. All right, and they're not gonna sit there and they're not gonna blog about how great your experience was, because if Jay Bari is telling you, and he's a PlayStation dude, and he's telling you, I'm disgusted with what went down, you're messing with your core. Right. You understand? And I'm trying to get him to get an X. So, if I can turn Jay Bari, you guys are in trouble.
I'm more disgusted with the arrogance. You know what I mean? I felt like I blame Xbox. You know what I mean?
In what sense? Break it down. Break it down. Why you blame Xbox?
Competition's not there. The competition's not there. Where you can come out with this trash ass show where you can just sit down and
so you gonna sit there and tell them that they beating us so bad that they arrogant? Wait a second. What type of backhanded compliment is that? Yo, listen, you know what? I'm gonna have to take the gloves off. It happens to the best of us. Listen, everybody has been that arrogant. I'm on the throne. I'm looking down upon you. And what do? They always fall off next year. So this little aberration of you guys selling this 70 million and y'all got your nose in there and y'all highfalutin. Y'all highfalutin right now. Look at
the history of it. PlayStation 2 was phenomenal. So
hey, let's be real here, Jabari.
Was it there?
Let Bari rock. Let Bari rock.
PS3 came out. The arrogance was definitely there, where they think that you can put whatever they want to do. And
$600.
Oh, people gonna buy it anyway. That's why I brought the whole Xbox. Yeah, I was trolling a little bit, but there's still a little truth.
No, you was trolling a lot. It was you was on full troll gear. You had the 10 gear to the boot. You had the full
there's still some truth in it though, because Microsoft didn't have a great year. You know what I mean? Because I just can't understand how you go from 2016 PSX to this shit. That's just my bad. Addict, go ahead.
Yeah.
So let's be real here. It's time to switch.
I like that.
Yo, don't use those words, Addict. Don't use those words.
You 1 week away from switch.
Yeah, don't
PlayStation starting to get that arrogance, man. You need to leave why it's good. Like you don't need to leave when the ship is sunk.
Echo in the chat. Hashtag blame Xbox. Oh my god, they go blame Xbox in the chat, man.
They're getting it back.
Y'all gotta understand. In January alone, Nino Kuni 2, Final Fantasy Dissidia.
I mean, you can play as those 5-year-olds. It's fine.
Secret of Mana.
Listen, that Nino Kuni 2 is gonna be something. Yeah.
PlayStation got games coming throughout the year. Then he got my UNL coming out. Then another Chaos Code for the little 2 fighting. I'm not going nowhere. I'm happy with PlayStation. I'm just upset that they were very.
Don't sound like you happy with PlayStation.
I mean, I got a chance.
Listen, he sound like he happy, but he ready to cheat.
I mean, like I love, but I'm ready to go. PlayStation a lot, but I'm more critical of PlayStation than Microsoft or Nintendo. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel
gotta be, and that's why we respect you.
The closer. PSX is the closer. You had everybody anticipating, everybody asking these questions on E3. Gamescom, Paris Games Week. You're supposed to close this year out right. This was a great year for PlayStation, but you close it out badly with this show.
Do you think Microsoft got since the doors cracked open and they didn't close it, do you think Microsoft gonna be sliding up in them?
Yeah, Microsoft definitely gonna slide up with that Sea of Thieves. They dropped that release date. They got a release date out, guys.
Okay,
give it up. Give it up. We ain't got a release date for the big games on PlayStation yet. Microsoft got a release date for their big game. That's
because you wait until next year, and we got PUBG next week.
That's true.
I don't care about PUBG.
We're gonna get into it, but
you don't care about the relevant games, do you?
What did you think?
I don't care about that's open beta.
Open beta. No, I watched it on Friday, PlayStation Experience. I mean, it's weird because from an Xbox fan perspective, I guess I'm watching it and I understand why everybody's upset. But I'm looking at it like Microsoft doesn't do anything like this. So I'm like, wow, this is cool. I can get some background information on the game or get, them to sit down and stuff like that. Now I know where the Sony guys are coming from, where the last two PSXs was like really lit. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a situation where they could have just put everything ahead of schedule with Paris Game Show, because that was right around the conjunction of the Xbox One X launch. So I'm like, okay, they may have did that to kind of block them, to get the mind share here.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and then come PSX, remember, then they had the game, in Sony's defense, they had Paris Games Week where they had to throw Xbox One X. Then they had the Game Awards. You got to give the Game Awards something, right? Because everything, Jeff Keighley wants some new premieres. They want to get the crowd hype. So they did the Death Stranding out there and whatever. Now, I agree with Lord Attic where they can't be showing the same trailers over. I am not a fan of that. I do not spit the same bars that you spit yesterday. You cannot.
They're doing the game versus.
I give Microsoft that work when they did that with Gamescom.
Yeah, like we went in on Microsoft at Gamescom. We like, you cannot be showing E3 trailers. You can't show that.
What was funny is we were making a joke that that's where I got the thumbnail. The thumb drive reference.
The thumb drive.
We were saying Phil Spencer got that in his wallet. And he just goes everywhere and gives that to the person. You can't take the same
thumb drive Kojima had on the Game Awards and then bring it over to the PSX joint and be like, okay, here it is, without anything, for the most part, new. Besides him coming out with the jetpack thing on his back, that's part of the game.
Yeah, and then bring him on stage. He didn't talk about nothing. I still don't know what's about.
What was that about? Yeah. Oh, my first time I met Kojima when I lost his game code at E3. I'm like, that's nice. I'm not here for that.
Dude's having bar talk on a conference.
Yeah. It was fireside chats with Sony. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, like I'm a fan,
and I'm sitting here thinking, like, how is that even relevant to this game? Like, how is that relevant to this event?
And when I knew it was gonna go left is when they had all them couches, and then you start to see the people fill up. Oh, yeah. And now you still realize it's like 3 more couch spots left, and I'm like, oh man, they gonna talk.
They had the college dorm couches in there.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, man. So, I mean, shout out to the God of War dude for even coming out. You could tell he looked stressed, game ain't ready, and I mean, to his defense, he was kind of throwing shots back at the other devs, like, yo, your game's finished. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what you call it, the Horizon Zero Dawn dude. And, it was just a lot of filler. Me personally, I'm such a Detroit Become Human fanboy that I actually like to see that demo when the dude showed it. I think that game is gonna be phenomenal. I'm very hyped for that joint.
That was cool, but I'm just saying, like, yo, to finish it off for the people that actually stayed up to watch that.
Yeah.
I announced, Detroit Becoming Human demo, PSN store right now. Go download it. You know what I mean? I was looking for that type of movement.
Yes, I agree. And it definitely wasn't that. So I mean, the only other thing I want to shout out Lord King though is that as much as I give Sony a lot of crap when it comes to peripherals and not supporting it, they are doubling down on VR.
It's the wave.
You remember, guys? Mm-hmm. Remember when I was on here and I was preaching the PSVR gospel, and y'all was I don't know, Jay.
No, you and King. I was hating.
Yo, Jay Bari, I got that system with every game. They did me dirty in the beginning for jumping out the window, hanging out with these guys. They definitely did me dirty with the new system that they're coming out with, and I feel it. I was an early opter, and it's okay. I understand. I know the problems with it. I thought it was just me having these problems, but I got on Reddit and I saw what was going on. I'm not gonna get rid of my system. I said the other week that I will get rid of it. I'm not getting true value for it, so I won't ever get rid of it. It's a moment in time, and I was watching history being made that Sony actually took that leap of faith, which they do a lot. But this time they're doing it a little bit differently. Somebody's there that's really pushing the rhetoric, and they wanted to get to that magic price of like $150 that everybody can jump in and purchase. I see it's at $199 right now. Yeah. So once it hits that $150 critical mass point, you're going to see the numbers rise. You have people that's still ambiguous with it because it's very hard to show people the feel of it, because VR gives you a feel. So when they actually put it on their head, it's no going back. To be honest with you, you could play a little bit with somebody else on something, but if you want that real selfish experience, it is nothing like VR to be the most selfish, beastiest person that you could be. Because if somebody walks in the room and you have this thing upon your face and these things in your hand, and you don't even need the TV on, and you're in your own world, it is the ultimate selfish experience, and it's beautiful.
No
So
doubt.
I love it.
Yeah, and I like to see, you know what I'm saying, them double down. Yo, first of all, I got to address something real quick in the chat. Shout out to Microboxer Max. He's a little upset that we had Jay Bari on the show today.
Wow.
He said he's the biggest hater of Xbox. How dare we put him on the show? And let me just say this real quick. Like, we're at the Iron Lord Podcast. We support gamers of all platforms. So at the end of the day, like, we respect what everyone's doing out here. And even if it's not your platform of choice, we're not going to sit here and bash it. So sorry you feel that way. Hopefully you come back.
That dude right there is an official, like, hater of like, me, basically.
Oh, and it's all good. It's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with both of y'all.
Like,
I just want to let him know, like, this is not, you know what I'm saying, anything personal. We respect everybody from all platforms. So it is what it is.
I had to address that in the chat.
He made videos about me, like, you know what I mean? Like, he don't even know what I do. Like, he don't watch my content, but he making videos about me. Like, if I find out you make a video about me, you're not watching what I'm doing.
Then you go respond.
Jay Bari, you got a stand. That's beautiful. I wish I had a stand. I mean, I think that Inco dude is my stand. He might be, but hey man, hey, follow me around, make videos about me, please.
And at the end of the day, like, we offer the invitation for Microbox to come on. Like, I know him. He shout out to Dizzy and the crew. He rocks with them. If he wants to come on, he wants to, you know, say some points in respect. But you know, all that I'm not supporting because somebody has another platform. We're not down with that over here.
These guys get upset with me when I'm like, everything I state, like, I state everything off of experience. That's one thing I believe in hard. You know what I mean? I say you can have your opinions, but experience outweigh opinions all day. So when I make my, you know, videos on Xbox and stuff like that, it's not me just just saying whatever I want to say. That's the hate on Xbox. I had 3 of them. I'm talking about.
To be fair, though, there are 2 Jabaris.
All right, yeah. In fairness, though, Lord Bari on Twitter is a savage.
No, okay, hold on. Okay,
but that's the troll.
Okay,
that's the troll. That's getting the.
That's the New Yorker.
Okay, then, there's 3 Jabaris.
I agree.
Hit the like button. Hit the like.
The Bang Bang Jabari is probably what Microbuck of X is referring.
Oh, so it's history, it's context.
Okay. Oh yeah. If it's Bang Bang, he was mad at me. I don't remember why he's mad. I remember he's just being mad. He made a video about me or whatever, mentioned me. Okay. I'm not no
Microbucks, man. Holla at me. We're gonna get you on the show.
And stuff like that.
So, we move forward. What do you guys think of Death Stranding? what was the
question? And we got to touch Soul Calibur. We got to touch Soul Calibur and Death Stranding for.
Let me go last.
Okay, so let me jump in on Death Stranding. It's Kojima Witness. Like, this is, you know what this is?
Remember when we played? We've been using this excuse
and we got to that part, Lord King, and they said the lale lelu lalo.
Thank you.
And we was like, what's going on?
Thank you.
Yeah, like, this is vintage Kojima. I'm not surprised. It's like, it's one of them things. The only thing I'm concerned about, like, to be honest with you, I actually like what I saw. I don't know what was going on. I like what I saw.
Crazy. How you gonna like what you saw, but you don't know what's going on?
But
I'm tired of this. Let me go last.
I know what Kojima is. The only thing is I'm concerned about is that, like, shout out to Lord Kabatsu, Kojima going Kojima, right? At the end of the day, my concern is you got Norman Reedus, and your history has shown that you blow budgets. So I'm just concerned if they gave him the open pay, because these were part of the reasons why him and Konami had the fallout. You know what I'm saying? But
it's funny.
I'm gonna get it. I like what I saw. It looked weird. It's vintage Kojima. I like Kojima Witness, so I'm in.
You know what's funny? Kojima Weirdness, but the thing about Kojima is, it's like you know what it is? Like he'll over dramatize the simplest thing and make it seem like it's this big, deep concept, and then everybody's like, "Oh, he's a genius." It's like, you know, he's talking about bread or something like that. Oh, he's a genius. He just takes these small little concepts and he turns it into this overly complicated thing. So I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I just don't know what this story is gonna be. I don't know, man.
Let me. Okay. Have we not at all put the perspective that maybe Kojima's previous employer kept him in reality?
No, right, and that's what I said. Remember what I said? He's been known to blow the budget.
Do you get what I'm
his
saying?
Budget game is crazy.
Maybe his previous employer, when he was talking about making these bizarre, no one knows what confused game is, they're like, yo, that's not going to work. And they stopped him from making dumb decisions.
They made him grounded a little bit.
Bring it back to reality.
Like, look. When Normus Reedus, the dude playing in the game, was like, I'll have to look on the internet to figure out what I just watched, says a statement like that, then we all have to just go ahead. What the difference between right now and 5 years from now is? Mm-hmm. Right now, Death Stranding is the biggest be-all game for PlayStation, and 5 years from now, it's going to be the reason PlayStation don't do shit with him anymore. Because all I see is them spending all this money, and literally, it doesn't look like this game has developed an inch since the last time we saw it.
Yeah, Lord Bari, what's your feeling on Death Stranding when you saw it?
I think it looks cool, but I don't know what's going on either. I can assume certain things like
everybody's saying the same crap
that they have. That's like their health meter. Because it was changing colors and it went red and all that stuff.
You saw no gameplay.
Shout out to Dreams, your Dreams guy. But he said that
PSX. Oh no, Addict. I'm gonna say you.
He said that it reminded him of Metal Gear, and I'm just sitting here like, did we watch the same thing?
Now Kojima did say the part when he was going into the water, and he said that was gameplay. You know what I'm saying? That's what he claims. Shout out to Anchor Man. Much respect to Kojima. Dude convinced Sony to give him a blank check for 6 years and blow the budget of Hellblade on only 3 trailers. I gotta respect that.
That's one thing too. I was expecting something showing on some gameplay. Like I want to see some concept of what how it looks. It's probably gonna be a third person shooter, but you still want.
They definitely did say it was open world, but shout out to Kitsman. He's like, for all we know, this could be an RTS, and we wouldn't know any better.
Shout out to Kitsman. Look, King, what's your impressions of that? I believe Kojima is a quieter version of Cliffy B. All right, and let me say this, right? Because the Cliffy B was standing on the mountaintops proclaiming his game was going to be the next coming of the Lord. And he had to get smacked down into the basement and thrown into the gutters.
And Kojima walks around.
I'm so happy that he's gone. His little self is gone into the bushes. Get out of here, get into the bushes. And go humble yourself. Now, Kojima has gotten a blank check. Now, everybody felt that Konami was wrong.
That's true.
For sunning this
sympathy for Kojima during that whole scenario.
Right. And let's take it from this perspective. Because what I saw a guy getting high off his own supply. I saw this guy that's over there, he's taking his fans and he's allowing his fans to blow his head up that you have to grease the doorways to get him in the room. This guy's not walking on water, brothers. The game looks like crap. That stuff looks like crap because it's not real.
Because you're not about cinematic trailers. You want to see gameplay.
No, I'm not about the lies. Because remember what he was showing with Metal Gear, and then what you actually got. Now, I go way back with the Lolly Lily Lalu, and I had to look up when I was playing the game because I said, "What the hell did he just say? Did he just really just say that? Did he really just go into that zone?" And what he's doing is he's telling you this is highfalutin trolling. He's telling you that you're gonna buy my stuff no matter what because my name is labeled on it. I saw shout out to Panda. I saw a grown woman cry tears in her eyes because he was not at a spot that he said he was going to be on Twitter when he was at E3.
Yep.
Yes, and this is the problem. We boost these guys up too far into the stratosphere without games. You're as good as your last game. Metal Gear sucked. Okay, so let's get that clear. Metal Gear sucked. That was your game. I don't care what you're saying that these guys, they shut your hand off. They cut that budget. Now, Mr. Blank Check over here is writing this whack ass game. This is Black Baby Goo. What was Black Baby Goo? I don't understand. Why are you in a guy's mouth with a little baby inside? It was trash. It's trash, and trust me, there was no gameplay there. It was garbage.
Shout out to Mike M in the chat. He said yesterday on PSX. I don't know if it's true. He said yesterday on PSX they said Andrew House just auto-approved Kojima's budget without doing the typical approval process most games go through.
Yo, Kojima got auto-approved because they're basically using a Sony engine. You're not going to be playing that much like how he's not creating his own engine. He's not like, oh, Sony, give me money, I'm going to create my own engine. Nah, you're using a PlayStation engine. You're using a Destiny.
Can I state something? Like, I know I'm going to get jumped on for this statement, but have we not considered the fact that Kojima might need a straitjacket?
Something's wrong with him. No, don't say that to Jeff Keighley.
Like I'm being serious. Like, have we been watching the same trailers? Like, I mean, this dude might be mentally ill.
Oh it's no doubt that the gloves are off. Like the gloves are off. Like the check is blank, and he's gonna do whatever craziness pops into his head. He's gonna try to fit it into that game.
You're gonna see why this guy got fired.
Like, let's be real here. Like, I'm really starting to think Konami kept this dude in line. Like, he's like, look, like, we like your ideals, but you got to listen to these people because sometimes you out of it a little bit.
All I hear is people saying Del Toro, and they're associating Del Toro. Del Toro is not going to want to be known with this guy in a second when this game come out 10 years from now. 10 years from now.
Shout out to Lord Sam in the chat. He said everyone losing their minds over the stomach baby, but it's an over-the-top metaphor for the inner child. End of story.
Well, there you go for
oh my God!
But what I'm talking about. He'll take basic concepts and then try to do some abstract shit with it, and then you're like, oh, he's a genius.
Wait! Did anybody get inner child from that? Did you get inner child with those little invisible things walking around?
Literally an inner child.
There's no inner child with that. He had a baby in his mouth.
The guy got everybody all around up.
That's how not subtle he is, though. That's how not subtle he is. Like, he's not
that deep. He had a baby in his mouth.
Sam, if you want to defend yourself, hit me up on Twitter.
If this was like the first trailer, like, you know what I mean, have a little mystery going on, have everybody guessing. Cool, but this is like your third trailer. You gotta show a little bit. You gotta be a little bit more simplistic now. Like, all right, what's going?
Hey, like, are we gonna talk about the demons that's in the ground and like?
Oh God, that was so trash. It was so trash. If somebody showed you that and said this is the blockbuster movie coming out, you would have said straight to DVD. No Blu-ray. Get out of here.
I think everybody in here gonna get it though.
I'll get it.
I'm not. I'm gonna watch you get it. You gonna show me how?
On it. We got B Money in the chat. The Soul Calibur, y'all. What y'all everybody thought about the Soul Calibur? Real quick. Oh yeah, with it. Okay, yeah. All right, we in there, Lord Bari. What you think?
I never been like a Soul Calibur like connoisseur, but you know, I'm definitely gonna be getting it. Definitely gonna learn it. It's definitely gonna be a TOA tournament for it as well.
No doubt. All right, so that's what we got on a PlayStation experience. So now we move on.
Notice how you didn't ask me about
my fault, Lord Addy. You are
correct. They didn't ask me about it either.
My fault. I asked the Lord to jump in. I thought y'all didn't want to jump in.
I'm a little confused about you know, like I played Soul Calibur back in the day, but you know,
I thought you don't touch fighters.
I thought it was gonna swing around the room and swung out the door, but it can keep going out the door because the last couple of games have been trash. So let it keep flying.
I heard 5 was trash.
Lord King, Lord Attic, my apologies. What did you guys feel about Soul Calibur?
Nah, it's too late now. Let's just
let's go.
Feelings been hurt.
Now, I lost your chances. Now's your chance to crown your Lord.
No, we didn't lose our chances. You lost our chance.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna do a rigging down. I'm gonna take a knee on that.
Game Awards came up this week. Oh man, so we had some fun discussion, debate, and all that good stuff. We had a lot of awards, some great moments that popped off, and shout out to Lord Sovereign.
A lot of promos from everything you could think of. And like these people, let me just say one thing real quick. Like, what was Jeff Keighley thinking about? Like, this dude showed so much McDonald's, it wasn't even funny. It's like look, I get you got your promotions, and I get you got your commercials, and you know you got your advertisers, but like, I felt like there was more advertising in this Game Awards than there was like announcements.
Listen, you gotta pay the bills. Shout out to Uber Eats. Y'all want to do something with the ILP? You let us know. Real talk. I mean, it was one of. I mean, I'll jump in real quick. I mean, it was one of those things that first of all, I want to shout out Jeff Keighley. I know he gets a lot of crap, but at the end of the day, I felt it was a very good show. I felt that at the end of the day, our genre has our Oscars, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got something for us.
At the Oscars.
No shout out to Joseph from me. That dude was on that sauce. He was
I'm
on that
about
lean.
him.
I'm so not about him.
I'm about to unplug Mike, dude. That dude. Shout out to getting your game out there and not talking about your game.
Everybody looking at your game with this.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Bob.
Nah, that dude was amazing, man. I had no interest in that game. I'm buying it just cause now.
Yo, Bari. Yo, when he said, I don't care if everybody in this room don't like it. You play it to the end, you're gonna love it. That's it.
And you know
this is where gamers get the bad name. They be like, look, see, these got these clowns doing the talking this talk, looking foolish, and that's why people don't respect gamers. But I don't get me wrong, he was funny for us. I laughed. I thought it was hilarious. But if you're looking from the outside and you're looking at people who look at gamers, that's how they look at us. They look at us like we crazy.
I felt like it was needed for some entertainment or the show. I fell asleep.
It was dead. It was flat. It was
even
flat.
Though I feel like the show is clean. It was very like presentable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I fell asleep, man.
Until it got to him. It was presentable until he said, when he looked at him and said, yo, can we curse? I said, here we go. Here we go. And Jeff Keighley reluctantly looked back at him and was like, yes.
One of the funniest moments is when he had to give the mic to him. And Jeff Keighley had the horror in his eyes, like it was a hostage situation.
I'm looking for a picture of it right now.
Yeah, like he was being held hostage on his own show.
I'll talk about the game after the trailer said nope.
No doubt. But first off, I want to shout out to the Crown Your Lord segment, Lord Saul, with that tally. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let's get, first of all, big ups and salute to Lord Cognito for winning the Crown Your Lord segment.
I don't even know how the hell that happened.
Voted with my heart.
We bend the knee, sir. We bend the knee.
Much appreciated.
And I bend the knee to you, kind
much
sir.
Appreciated. Much appreciated.
The final tallies. Let me get the final tallies.
Let's get the tallies up.
Okay, so Cog in first with 12 points. Mm-hmm. Yours truly in second with 10 points.
Ooh, right there.
Lord King with 9 points right behind that.
Wait, so that means Lord Attic was last?
Lord Attic was last.
Lord Mr. W? Was Mr. W himself last?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Attic. You can call for a recount or something like that if you want. But
I gotta tease him.
And Anchor, right in front of Attic with 8 points. So
no doubt. What actually was surprised is they actually didn't announce the multiplayer game on screen, on show. And apparently it was PUBG, but we all got that one right, so it wouldn't have made much of a difference, you know what I'm saying, on that joint. But yeah, that was a good one. I voted my heart. I didn't think they were going to do it. I thought PUBG would win it, just to be honest, because I thought they were going to make it a popularity contest. But shout out to Zelda, the GOAT, for doing what he needed to do.
Shout out to the DLC that they showed that I got my amiibos for that I'm ready for.
Ow! That's what's up. So now that we're going to get into the game, what did everyone think? Let's start with Lord. What did you think about the Game Awards itself, the whole joint?
I think the Game Awards was, as I say, it was presentable. The show was clean. It wasn't like the mess like the VGX. A couple of years ago. It was definitely boring though. I do feel like some games definitely got slighted in their categories.
It sounds like that Horizon Zero Dawn talk.
No, not even Horizon. I did a live stream saying my personal game that I feel like should win in the category and who they're gonna pick to win. And a lot of games that who I think they was gonna pick, they got it. But I felt like some games got slighted, man. Like best narrative, they gave it to Eden Finch. I didn't feel like that was the best narrative.
Which one would you have gave it to? What you would have gave narrative to?
I'd have definitely gave it to like Hellblade.
Hellblade was lit.
Or even Horizon. I know people gonna be like, oh, you just saying that because
wait, did you just say Horizon?
Yeah, Horizon had a great narrative.
All right, hey. Sorry to interrupt you real quick here. let them see my screen real quick, Lord.
I got you. No doubt. No
Look
doubt.
at Jeff Keighley's face.
The hostage situation. The hostage situation.
Yeah,
Oh man, look at it. Yeah, he that's when your show's been taken over.
He's turning red.
I love that dude. I love that dude. He's got the no, please, no more. He said, "You gonna get it. You gonna get it." I love that guy. I swear he has turned into a folk hero, and they're gonna be looking for him to do that same outlandish crap every year now.
Oh my god!
Look at him. Like it looks like he wants to literally put his arm around him and push him back.
He want to call security. That's what
he's pushing him off. He's like, "Get out of here with that crap." I've worked really hard for this show to be successful.
Another one too. Was Neo. They put Wolfenstein as best action game. I mean, Wolfenstein was great.
Wolfenstein was lit though.
Yeah, as far as the action, but come on. Yeah. I think Wolfenstein won another one too, man. I forgot what it was though, but I was like
1-2, I believe.
I was like, come on, let's be real here. But no, other than that, I felt like, whoever won it, they won it. I was just happy PUBG ain't win Game of the Year.
Thank God. Gaming was saved off of that. Thank God.
Zelda's a great game, no denying that. I don't think it's the best game this year, but it's definitely a great game. So winning it is what it is.
No doubt.
When it comes to Game of the Year, I feel like every year there's like 2 or 3 games that either one of them can win, and I would be okay with.
Gotcha. Lord King, what'd you feel?
I thought it was a great show. I honestly was a little bit sleepy with it. This is how you know PSX was not really the thing for me, because I assumed that the award show was PSX. But it was a good show. It's a nice showing for us to come out together and show we can wear a suit and tie and get out there and be hot. I'm not that corporate dude. I'm not gonna toe that line. But I also know when to be PC and when to be about it. I'm glad that guy came in and infused some energy to with the crowd, because like he said, this was his moment. And he stood up and he felt his moment, and he was very excited, and he wanted people to be more excited about his game. Yeah, he did. He got up there, and I want that game. I really want that game. But it's another game. Get the F out.
Yeah.
That game.
Kind of like a almost like a spiritual successor to like Left 4 Dead on.
Yes, that's what I was. That's what I want. I want that game.
It was made by the people who made Payday.
And for the Payday people to make it and not the Left 4 Dead people to make it, speaks volumes. It looked great. It looked like zombies or something was coming, and you set up turrets and you must play together. That's what I want. If it's only on PlayStation, I hope not, because I really want it in true 4K, 60 frames per second. So if we can get that over there, I'm definitely going to be on every day. But that game, I would do a beta or whatever for that game. I would be in a preview program for that game.
No doubt. What's up, Lord Sav? What did you feel? Game Awards.
I gotta agree with Bari on this one, where everything was well presented. It moved at a brisk pace. It felt like they really had, they knew what they were doing. Now a couple of years in, they know what they're doing. Even though it felt a little bit sterile, but it moved briskly out, and that was cool. The fact this guy Joseph Fares, though, he injected that little extra something. We need to get him on the podcast.
If he could control himself, he might not let me finish his intro.
He cursed too much.
We have to limit that. But that said, the announcements that came through were cool. It's good to finally get the Zelda DLC. The little tease from Software, Shadows Die Twice. Exactly.
So best news though.
Yeah.
Don't you love how they teased something with From Software and everyone thought it was going to come out at PSX, and it just wasn't there.
What about Bayonetta 3 exclusive for Switch?
Bayonetta, that was that. Yeah, man, Reggie, they went in on that. So I guess the Bayonetta is
a lot of money, because I know the second one didn't do well on the Wii U.
They did 1 and 2 together as a combo.
It's about to triple. it's about to like triple its sales on the
Absolutely.
on the one on the
Switch. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then and then the game that was on Microsoft stage at E3, they got a little more burn with the Metro Exodus. So
actual gameplay this time, opposed to that thing that they was trying last time with the CGI love.
No doubt. Real quick, what did everyone think about the orchestra stuff? I've seen that seemed to be controversial. Some people loved it, some people hated it.
The what?
The orchestra when they were doing like
the Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah, like Game of the Year. They had to play like the music. I personally liked it, but I was curious about what the Lord felt.
I like the ending one where they showed them all. And first off, I didn't understand where the PUBG one came from.
No, I was laughing. I was like, what are they going to do for the orchestra for PUBG? I was curious. I was like, because Mario had the hottest one because they had the, you know what I'm saying?
Jansen,
me and Requenio was like,
Lord Jansen like bet me a game that it was Mario because they were spending too long on Mario, and I was like, okay.
It did scare me. I go for it because Mario, as far the orchestra won Mario Game of the Year just on their performance.
Mario,
no doubt. But what did you think about the orchestra, Lord King?
I'll pass. I'm down for the highfalutin tootin' stuff too, but I'll pass.
Oh, good. No doubt. Lord Bari, what'd you feel?
I liked it, man. I love music and video games, so them playing that. Yo, I bought Nier. I bought not Nier, but Horizon soundtrack. If Mario got a soundtrack on iTunes, I'll buy that too, man. So
I just love that stuff. I thought it was dope. It's just kind of, if you're a fan of the genre, you remember those tunes and what stage you was doing it. It's kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But yeah, overall, I agree with the Lords. I did like it. I thought it was necessary for the culture.
What you trying to say? Ken, you too cool for that? What's going on?
No. You know what? There's other soundtracks for games and stuff that you would like. Listen, I had what was that? Gates of Thunder soundtrack for TurboGrafx when that game came out. So there's a lot of soundtracks that you like. Shinobi soundtrack, stuff like that. Do I care for it? In the middle, if it's show filler, that was all it was. It was show filler, so fine.
Yeah, okay, so you're indifferent more so. Not that you hate it.
I don't listen. I can take it or leave it. That was a nachos moment.
Okay. Well, most of the Lords lives. Anybody else? Any other Lords got anything left on the Game Awards they want to discuss? Okay, going once, going twice. No one's been ignored.
I love it.
Hold on. What's the What a couple of podcasts ago, didn't Lord Cognito keep forgetting Lord Sovereign like constantly?
Listen, man, I had a birthday party, some things happened. I apologize to Lord Sovereign.
A lot of LeBlanc.
No doubt. Lord King.
Oh, quick question though. I do have one quick question about
for it.
What do you guys feel about that Sea of Thieves release date?
I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Perfect.
Long overdue.
You know what I didn't like? The second that they gave a release date. Excuse me, is it an open beta? Isn't it supposed to be open beta right now? What do I get with this pack? I'm like, oh God, I can't stand these millennials. Like, you got a release date. Shut up, go sit in the corner. What about the alpha release date? Is the alpha here? I'm like, oh, come on, man, get out of here.
I think what Attic really wants to ask is, what do we think of the price point?
That's what Attic really wants to ask. I know. To me, it's always been a AAA game, so
yeah, I
wasn't expecting anything less than 60. I didn't think it was going to be.
It's not that. You thought it was going to be $39.95?
It's not that I was expecting. I just feel like they, for the most part, when we see games, we know what we're getting. But it's like I feel like announcing a price and a release date without showing that content is foolish. Like, we literally know nothing about this game. We just know it's a pirate game and you get treasure.
You know nothing about Death Stranding, and that's going to be 60 straight off the bat. Might be 75.
Well, Kabashi agrees with Attic. He said he good to see that they got the release date, but he said $60. He needs to see more, so he does agree with that.
Yeah, and if me and Lord Kabashi are agreeing on something,
something's up.
It's crazy that Xbox guys is very hesitant with his game being 60. And y'all ain't gonna have that much games regardless.
Oh shit! There we go.
Yo, Bari. Listen, Bari, let that clip go. Let it go.
Do that shot early.
Yeah, my bad, Xbox guy.
Yeah, but you know what we'll be doing? We'll be playing PUBG next week. Sit down.
We'll just wait for it to come to PS4 where most people play it.
That's fire back. Love it.
And King asked about me. King, you already had somebody coming in here saying, "Yo, Bari on this show." I'm going.
Yo, you know what I like though? I love that you had your stand jump in, said his piece, and jumped out. And he's probably one of the people that put the listen. I'm not saying anything against you. This is the most hates that we've had. Like your 4 followers is no joke, baby. Shout out to the 4 people that came in here and hit the dislike button because Jay Bari is in here and we talking PlayStation talk.
Yeah, just because we talking PlayStation, we're not allowed to do that. Like we can't have that,
man. Yo, that's a following.
Do it more. That's what's gonna make us do it more.
That's right, Jay Bari next week.
your Xbox podcast, right?
Yeah, but no doubt. Shout out to B-Money. Said Bari get the shotgun ready. No doubt. So we move on to the final topic. Lord King, the Curse of Osiris released. I know you want to talk about that. What's going on in this Curse of Osiris? Is it enough? How you feeling about this?
Okay. I'm gonna give you my raw impressions of it, and then I can't give you the impressions of the raid stuff, so I'm gonna have Lord Attic jump in on that, okay? Because I was trying to get a team together, and I wanted to experience with a couple of people. I didn't want to experience it with other people.
Come to think of it, Lord King, if you would have played with us yesterday, like we asked, and not go watch that sports event, you would feel a lot better right now.
No. My soul had me tied to that fight, and my soul was crushed. So I'll take my little whipping, and I'm gonna sit in the corner and cry by myself. But I got the Curse of Osiris, and for all you people that's been talking about Destiny's shit, I hate it, I can't. These little babies, they fixed a lot of the problems that people was having. They got a lot of ornaments in. They gave you another space to go to. They gave you more weapons to collect, more clothes to get. Another leveling system as far as getting to 230. I mean 330. And the grind is back. Shout out to Xbot. He was with me. We were doing it up. We had such a great time. Shout out to Lord Kaibatsu. We were doing it. The strikes. What I don't like is this, right? And this is the problem that I have with Sony writing checks to people and forcing people to do this parody. Before the game got patched to the 4K, I was running it in Pseudo 4K, 60 frames per second. Now, once it got patched, I got true 4K, 30 frames per second. Yeah, 30 frames per second with HDR. Okay, fine. It could do 60 frames per second on the X. I know it can. But we're being held back by Sony. Also, their package deal forces us not to get certain strikes that Sony has or certain guns that Sony has.
Right.
This has been the most lopsided, disgusting practice that I've seen. That you allow a year. A year is a long time for me to get a strike. Now, maybe you should have said, okay, well, you're not going to get this strike, but you won't get this strike, and they'll get this strike, and we'll flip-flop strikes the following year. But to keep this practice going, I'm calling out to EA. I'm begging EA, since you're in bed with Microsoft, double the price on Sony's loot crates and give us exclusive content on our system for 2 years before they can get it. Now, back to Osiris.
Talk to us.
It's what it's supposed to be. You could probably hear the smile on my face because I listened to everybody talk bad. I took it. I took it begrudgingly. I fought every step of the way. I left clans. I stopped talking to people. I booted people off my Facebook. I booted people off my Twitter. I blocked people. For the simple fact, I'm not going to allow you to sit there and give me that same rhetoric about a game that I love and I know it's good. It's a good game. Is it great yet? No. Will it be great later? Probably at the end of the run.
Gotcha.
But for you to diagnose this as DOA on arrival because you don't like they didn't give you something and you said the rest of the game is trash, then you never liked the game to begin with. But thank you for your money, and we're going to continue to keep it pushing.
No doubt. Lord King is smoking. Anyone else? First of all, anyone else get a chance to play Christmas Stars? I've been pretty much away this week, so I have not got a chance to play much. Lord Addict, counterpoint. Have you got? No, you got a chance to play a little bit, right? Lord Sleep, you there? Okay,
no, I'm here.
Lord Sleep.
Nervous. You don't hit Addict.
Man, like he has narcolepsy or something.
Oh, you got done.
Continue, Lord. Tell me what you felt about Osiris. Oh boy.
All right, look, I'm not saying this game's bad. I'm not saying this expansion's bad. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that, I like the expansion raid. It's fun. It's really short. It's literally like 4 sections. The first and second section are mad easy, and the last 2 are semi-hard, but they're not hard. I got to the last part of the raid, and then I had to go to bed because of work. But it's just like, look, like I played this part of a raid team I'd never really played with. Shout out to Xbot and all his friends. But it's like, if I can guide this group that I just met through the first couple parts of this raid with no issues whatsoever, I'm like, it's just not the raids I enjoyed from the first one. So like, if they don't do something with the second one, I'm probably not going to buy anything else Destiny related.
Gotcha. So pretty much you're right now that after, because you're already in on the 2 DLCs, the first ones, right? But after that second one, by the second one, if it hasn't improved substantially, it's a wrap. Might be a wrap.
I like the first one, I did, but I mean, I like the the story a little bit, but it's like the story. I mean, if you really want to break this story down, you go in the same section of the game over and over and over, and then one time you go in there, you fight the antagonist of the expansion. I mean, I feel like it was sloppy. I feel like the story was sloppy. I feel like there wasn't a lot of interaction with Osiris. I don't care if anyone in this chat ain't beat it, and it's just like,
what about the content?
What about the content?
Hey, yo, King, you about to delete my man's right here.
This is my dude, when it comes to raids. So I really take his opinion when it comes to the raids very seriously. And that's why I'm not attacking him on his viewpoint on that, because I didn't play it like you said, Bari. If you don't play it, shut the fuck up, right? Sit in the corner. Sorry, my French. Sorry. So I and I didn't play it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna hold that, and because hopefully I'll play with him today, because I know he did want to play with me yesterday, and pause. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna watch this fight. But what I wanted to ask him about is the content, the new guns and the stuff like that, because a lot of new guns have been released.
I heard the exotics are very good. I heard that the exotics actually feel exotic. So that's what I've heard. I got like 1 or 2 of them, and they seem.
Look, like I like the guns. I like the concept behind it, but at the end of the day, I'm in this for the raids.
Gotcha. Okay. So you were disappointed in the raid, or is it more of that the raid was just short?
It's fun. I enjoy doing the part I did, but it's just like, at the end of the day, I hate to, spoiler anyone in here. Callus is talking like he did in the regular Leviathan raid.
Gotcha.
And it's just like they throw this random Vex mine at the end of it, and you fight Cabal, the whole thing. It makes no sense.
So you, from a continuity standpoint, okay, I got you. From a continuity standpoint, you disagree.
And I was sitting there when I saw it pop up. I was like, I'm gonna fly in and just see if there's something different that shows why I would go to this place.
Yeah.
And all it did, there wasn't even an intro that was in the original one. It just, you popped up. And I'm just like, this is sloppy. This is laziness. And I'm like, you can't justify putting maybe 20 guns in a game to, if I would have bought that individually, it'd be $20.
Gotcha.
1/3 of what the whole game is.
Gotcha. Now let me play devil's advocate for a minute, because shout out to Lokabatsu, and she telling me in the chat they're going in. Like, we all know that realistically, Destiny 2 has a lot of problems, right? And they're still trying to fix these things. But realistically, did we expect everything to be fixed by Curse of Osiris DLC? Or is it one of those things that, like, you know what I'm saying, we want to give them obviously next week there's another update, there's another patch, there's more changes, there's this, there's that. January there's another update, there's more patches, there's changes, this and that. Or is it one of those things like, yo, it may be just too little too late, they've already pissed off the base? Like, where are we at with that?
It's at the end of the day, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You already lost your following. Like, even if they do fix this, the biggest thing I enjoy, you know, I don't take off for expansion launches. I take off for the raid because I know I can still get my time in because I play Destiny efficiently and not just a long time. So it's like, you know, what might take someone 15 hours, I can do in 7 or 8 because, you know, I you know, for the most part, with feedback from everyone in my clan, you know, you, Lord David, I know what to do to efficiently get higher level and not just take a long time. So it's like, I know I can get there. So I always take off for the raid because I want to play the raid day one, right when it launches. And it's just like, even if that's what I enjoy, guess what? You know, this might have been a cool little experience, but in 6 months we're gonna be right back in that level.
Where we at? Gotcha. So your whole thing is you're not a fan of raid layers. Let's just call it right now.
It's not that I'm a fan of the concept, but not replacing it for core expansion. Raids.
All right, fair enough.
Lord Bari, I just got a question. Being that you on the PlayStation side of it right now, and do you play Destiny 2 on the PlayStation side? Because I got to get a perspective from those guys.
Oh nah, I don't play Destiny. I had Destiny 1. I was fully charged. I was fully with Destiny 1. You know, I felt like 2 wasn't really that much of a
upgrade.
For me to purchase it right now. Maybe I'll get it later on, but right now I'm just too occupied with other games to
no doubt.
Destiny.
Okay.
Lord Sav, you've been quiet.
I haven't, like I said in the intro, like I haven't had a chance to play a little bit. I played a little bit of Osiris with King and
I'm
Monkey.
not done, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, I know this. So I played a little bit, but then I got in there, and then I hadn't been there for a while, so I had, you know, doing my public events and stuff like that. So I have not had a chance to sit down and continue playing Osiris.
I mean, I'll comment real quick before I give back to Attic. Obviously, I've not been around this week, so I only got a chance to touch a little bit at the launch. I was playing a little bit, blazed through the story. I mean, I liked it. I like the set pieces. I thought the set pieces are beautiful. 4K HDR is amazing. Past Mercury, I was loving it. I felt like, you know, no spoilers, that we should have got more Osiris interaction. You know what I'm saying? But that's all. I just felt like it was great. And then at the end, everything was just like, it wrapped up. And I'm like, all right, that's it. Like we you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do more. Like, what's up with the guard? Where he going? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. So obviously I'm a big Osiris fanboy. Y'all can check my Twitter. But yeah, so I was a little disappointed in that respect. Not that the story was whack. It's just like it just ended abrupt. And actually the last boss mechanic for that was kind of hot, and I got kind of hype about that. As far as the social space, it could be bigger. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping for a little bit more of that. You know, as far as the raid, I didn't play yet, but I ain't gonna lie, I did peek. Shout out to Lord Cacus. He's got a raid like guide out there right now. And I couldn't resist because I knew I wasn't gonna get a chance to play. And this be the first raid I've missed in a while. So I said, yo, let me just see what's going on. And surprisingly, the reviews I've seen from everybody was really positive. Everybody was like, yo, this is a really good raid. You know what I'm saying? Now, they did say the Lord Axe point maybe like a little shorter than the most, but they did kind of say that. You know what I'm saying? But they saying the experience, the cooperative aspect is lit. You know, they getting it in there. So that aspect, I definitely want to try it. I'm probably going to jump in with both feet on Tuesday because that's the reset, and that's when they're doing the reset of everything. We're getting the masterworks with the weapon rolls. We getting the ornaments.
I'm not playing Tuesday. Tuesday's PUBG.
Oh yeah, damn. I forgot about damn.
Man, that game gonna have a sit. It's gonna have a sit down in the corner for a little bit because I'm buying 3 versions of that game. Hey, listen, I'm buying 3 versions. I'm gifting 2 out to people nice and early. You can open your presents early.
You know what's gonna happen?
For the winter solstice.
Thank you, sir, because I will be online at midnight. I have Tuesday.
No. Thank you for being. Thank
we
you
got to
for
do the
being
100.
part of that.
It's 100 on the map, right? It's 100.
Yeah.
Oh, so we could all be in the same game. PUBG gonna be lit, yo. I know.
We might not be all in the same game. We got to see how it's gonna go. It might be random.
You might do duos, or I think it's like 4 people in a party to work with.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. Lord, yo, Chris.
Yo, Bari. Why don't you today go out to Best Buy, pick up Xbox X, and you can play with us on Tuesday, and we could do duos, me and you. King and Jay. Let's do it.
Later on this month, I'm going to be getting like a gaming laptop, so I can get better streams, tournaments and stuff like that. So I will be having my Xbox stuff, because I bought the stuff digital. But
no doubt. Shout out to young Chris in the chat. He in there. But that's pretty much my thing. I'm gonna give it back to Lord.
Chris, get out of my chat.
Lord, you said you have more to talk about before we wrap this thing up. So let's go. What you got?
When it comes down to it, it's like, look, like I want this stuff to do good, but at the end of the day, I just don't think that they're not going the direction that I wanted them to. And it's like I said, like with the if I play Destiny, the stuff that I am interested in, it's all story and lore. I don't need to play the game for that.
Right.
Like I could literally look up cutscenes for an expansion, never touch it. Like that's not an issue. It's like but it was the raid that always like I loved. Like even raids that I wasn't the biggest fan of, like the Wrath of the Machine was still amazing.
Got you.
But this raid, like it's fun, but it just makes no sense, like at all. It's like I feel like this was literally about just introducing Osiris, which is cool. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like Osiris, like he was in the game for like a whole maybe the entire expansion, like 3 minutes.
Well, they usually don't get the full time. But if everybody's done everything, I'm just gonna wrap it up on it.
I feel you. Look, Kiss Move in there going hard on Bari right now. We're trying to get him to get that PUBG for it, but he's going hard.
None of this work. I'm an RPG guy, but I definitely body cats. That's people.
Tell them that's that New York swag. People from New York take the challenge and run with that.
Shout out to the Lavo. I see you, baby. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by.
With Kids Move, back in the day, that was like we game here stuff. I was definitely cooking them niggas. I mean, my bad, guys.
It's so good, man. It's so good. You bring it up to history. Let's get it. No doubt. We're gonna wrap this thing up. We got football on deck, y'all. So we're gonna wrap this thing up soon. Okay, you want to say something before I do the poll and then close out?
Yeah, because I'm gonna close up on the topic.
You should probably do disclosures on when I don't know if we're gonna be here next week, but
yeah, next week will be the last of the year, and then because we got the clowns is gonna be coming through. We got him coming through. Hopefully, we don't forget. But what's up?
I might not be here next week.
All right, no doubt. We'll see what's up. If not,
that's my birthday.
Oh, the Lord!
Yeah, bro.
You're gonna happy born day for the Lord. We're gonna do something for you. Nice. So real quick, let's wrap this thing up. All right, got a new ILP poll this week with Paris Games Week, PSX.
This is the second time you just did that.
What's
I was
up?
giving my closing statement on the thing. This guy jumps in. My birthday's next week, guys. I get sympathy votes, and then
Lord King.
And then I didn't even get a chance to get into the damn. This is a Destiny podcast. Yeah. You'll be fine on your birthday.
I know you'll be fine on my birthday.
I hope so.
Oh my God.
I hope so.
Yeah, Lord King.
Hopefully you get all the little cupcakes that you need. Anyway,
let them work. Go cook.
I'm definitely not 18.
Shouting it out like you need the sympathy for everybody in the chat to send you a shout out. Hey, please retweet his birthday for him.
No, you want to bring this shit up?
Here we go.
The reason that I even brought that up is because I was unsure if we were doing a podcast next week. Go ahead and breathe like you act like two people in there. Keep doing it.
Nobody hears about that little violin that you playing over there.
Hip hop gamer.
At least somebody steps up and plays.
Shot.
But hey, you know I can get real raunchy, but I'm gonna keep it PG. Now, everybody send a cupcake. Make sure you get the pink trimmings on the top.
Oh my God.
For my man's over here.
Happy birthday, Addict, next week. Lord King, what do you have for us?
Yo, didn't Destiny say that they were gonna give us all the old raids back? I believe that was the whole thing before, that they was like, we were going to get Volta Glass back. We were going to get Crota back. That's how you won your bet. That's how you won your bet.
For Last Destiny 1, yes, correct.
Yeah, that's how you won your bet. All right, so we're going to get that stuff back. Everybody's sitting here fretting over all this raid stuff and all this content. Let these guys cook.
What Destiny actually does?
Let the game actually cook and make it through to where it's going to be, because it's going to get
am
there.
I supposed to wait for this game to be out for 3 years before I can judge?
I'm championing exactly all the stuff that they're doing right, and not looking at someone's faults all the time. Because if we look at people's faults all the time, we'll be talking about how they sleep all the time and how they always missing form and stuff like that. Instead of actually championing the things that they do right, with actually being here and being cognizant of what's going on. And we do appreciate when people put their good foot forward. So here at ILP,
but they haven't been
we're gonna
foot forward.
What I'm gonna ask everybody
on the trophy, so you can't get like the platinum or something.
Yeah, they did come out with a statement though in this week at Bungie, saying that was, according to them, that was a bug, and they're gonna patch that by Tuesday, so that the people who don't have,
they're gonna fix that bug.
Will be allowed to get those achievements.
Rate on it, huh?
Yeah, that was very egregious.
Nobody got that.
Because they put it behind the paywall, and they fix these things. So let's give a shout out to these guys, these developers that are actually listening, because you have some developers that don't listen to you.
So
and
can
you
we shout out
these
EA
people
with Battlefront 2?
For putting the microtransactions back?
Nah, it ain't back.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter if these companies listen to us or not. King David still buys them, so.
You know, some people can afford to do things, and some people have to plan out their stuff. And I mean, shout out to the Xbox S owner who has to plan out his actions.
I don't need an X to try to get advantage.
I really don't.
Let me just quickly be the voice of reason for a second.
Because he's counting other people's coins. I want to know why you're in my Mario wallet.
The XP throttling fiasco made people expect more from this expansion than what was coming.
Right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it had more weight on its shoulders. The expansion is what it is. It's inching everything towards what everybody wants. Right. It wasn't going to be there in one shot. I just think it was never going to be there. It was just never going to be there. Like, I think
I had no expectations from this expansion to resolve all of that. I'm not making excuses for it. It's still in the state that it's in. But I know the way development works, this thing might not get corrected all the way until spring. And it's up to the fan base to see, okay, whether or not they're going to stick around. So I understand Lord Addict's point. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that this is going to take a time. It's going to be a gradual process. And it's up to the fan base if they're going to stick around and allow Bungie to do what it needs to do to fix it. So that's what I got. Now, if anybody's got anything, I would like to get this poll off so we can get out of here. New ILP poll this week with Paris Games Week, PSX, and the Game Awards now over. Does Microsoft need to take a more aggressive approach for their fan base outside of E3? The choices are A, yes, dedicated Microsoft show is needed for its fan base. B, no, a strong E3, Gamescom, and Game Awards is more than enough. Or C, I don't care, 6 teraflops is greater than 4 teraflops. That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the vote. Hit the ILP Twitter polls when it goes up. Lord Bari, salute for coming through. Always an absolute pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with us Xbox guys. Just joking. But us multi-platform.
I'm not supposed to be here, man.
Exactly. You're not supposed to be here, but we're glad you made it. Yo, where can the people find you? And shout out that online arcade too, man.
Yeah, man. You can find me on Twitter, J_BariYT. Also, you can follow us on the online arcade on Twitter as well. We just launched a Twitch channel. So that's where our streams is going to be for our tournament. So that's going to be twitch.tv at the online arcade.
No doubt.
So yeah, if you want to follow us there, go ahead. We're trying to get to like 100 followers. So, you know, we can, you know, upgrade the channel a little bit so it won't look so basic.
No doubt.
If you guys are interested in any of the tournaments, you can sign up once again at toa.challenge.com.
Challenge.
That's
Challenge.
CHALLONGE.com.
We on it, baby.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
6 tournaments right now for 2018 that we have up there. You can
link me the message on Twitter so I can put the hyperlink. It won't let him put the link in the chat.
A link in, yeah, it won't let me. Yep.
Okay, I got you.
Send it to me on Twitter.
On Twitter. Yeah, we're gonna promote that. We got you.
So yeah, you know, go over there. There's just gonna be a lot of stuff coming for the online arcade. We're gonna definitely try to fit everybody's needs as far as what type of games they like to play. But if the interest is there, most likely we're gonna do a tournament there. So
you know? That's what's up, man. That's
well,
what's
you
up.
You got me with Street Fighter and Tekken.
Yep,
so I'll
got me with Tekken. I definitely want to jump in there.
Man, I heard you got Marvel over there, man. You know what I mean? Definitely come through to the open lobbies at time. I'm always doing open lobbies on my channel, so definitely.
That's what's up. Always a pleasure, Lord Bari, coming through with the PlayStation Nation, my man. So, Lord Addict, where can the find you, sir?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on PlayStation and Xbox. I see Inco's asking when I'm going to start streaming Bloodborne. That will be today, probably at like 4. I'm going to be on Weapon Wheel today, so I'll probably do it till like 4 to 5:30 because I don't know, it just depends. But yeah, so I do want to appreciate Lord Jabari for coming on. It's always fun to talk to a PlayStation gamer, even though we're not
allowed. We're not supposed to.
You outnumber us for like 6-1, but it's whatever.
Oh man,
no doubt.
You out here.
Lord Saul, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Lord Saab ILP and on PSN and Xbox Live at BX Sovereign. And yeah, definitely a big shout out to Jay Bari coming into hostile territory.
Crossing the border. Those evil Xbox guys. No doubt. Lord King.
You can find me on everything, all social media. Also, shout out to Potentially Perfect. I'll be debuting over there this week. Shout out to him. It's gonna be fantastic with that show. But yeah, it was a great show. Bari, man, love the New York love. You come through fearless as always. I love that, man. Listen, and I'm gonna support that. Get over there with those 2 fighting games that I do have over there. I'm down, baby. Let's go.
Yo, baby, Boogie Down's finest in the
That
building.
link is to Jabari's.
Hit that link, y'all. Please support. He's out here giving good content, and also the Gamers Who Play Games podcast. I love that name because a lot of these dudes ain't playing games. They out here arguing.
We do that.
They're playing games. They're not playing games.
They play exactly. Go with King. No doubt, of course, Lord Cognito here. We spread that game and realness on the ILP. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe to all the Inner Circle media outlets. Also, we got one more show for the year. That's going to be next week. Unfortunately, Lord Attic, our brother, was not be there, but we're going to wish him a crazy happy birthday. Shout out. We're going to get it lit for him, even though he's not going to be there. And then, real quick after that, also the next year, we're going to be back at our 1 p.m. time so y'all can get y'all sleep on. You know what I'm saying? Football, all that. But again, much love. Appreciate the support. Everybody for coming through. We're going to wrap this thing up. And on that note, we out. Peace.